Yes, good morning, boys. We are going to start with a new chapter today. Yes, but before I start this new chapter, let me also put it out to you. I've already received your notebooks right now. Yes, good. You're going to use this notebook going forward as your reference point, people. This is going to be the material which you're going to prepare, read, and use for your examinations. Yes, this material is going to help you prepare for your exams in the sense that it will give you a format of how the study material paper, your ICI exam paper looks like. So it'll give you a better insights on how you should prepare your complete questions of. Yes, but at the same time, this notebook is for you and me to make some better use of it. It's not just about writing formats, it's about making a lot of summaries, making a lot of master charts, making a lot of cheat sheets which can help you do better. Yes, so before the next class, there are some homework things which you're going to do. One, you're going to number the whole pages and come. Yes, on the top right, you'll have to number all the pages and come for me, because we will have to put number across all your question papers. Yes, every time we start doing any kind of provisions from our solutions guide, or anytime we're going to do any kind of provisions, any kind of examples we're going to give on our concept guides, you will immediately go to your concept guide and put the page number of this book, so that during your exam days, you don't have to flip across and find out where it is. It will give you the page number automatically. It becomes easier for your exam days to quickly go and refer to the respective pages. Yes, at the same time, like we discussed, what we are also going to do is on the last pages of this book, we are now going to create some summaries. Yes, summaries like we discussed on how to write the proper English, summaries like understanding case laws in single liners. So what we'll do is, going forward, when we read any kind of case laws, we will write the whole case law in one single line, so that on the day of exam, you just have to read that case law. You don't have to read the material as such, unless it is a theoretical case law which has some impact analysis. In that case, yes. Otherwise, we're going to write all computational adjustment case laws at the back of the pages. At the same time, people, there are some more summaries which I always like to prepare. Summaries like, तो दो किसके लिए लिया फिर तू? वो चलता नहीं है वो. Yes, more summaries which you are going to prepare for yourself. Summaries like what we are going to talk about, time limits. Yes, a very important thing which is going to come for your examinations is going to be all the time limits which are applicable for your examinations. Items like when does 143.2 get issued, when does 143.3 get issued, and all those timelines are very, very critical. Yes, these are all kind of things which we're going to do in the classes, so that we can make our preparations a lot better. Yes, on the day of exams, the time limit sheet will help you really much, because you will have some MCQ questions straightforward coming from there. If you can pick it off together, then it becomes a lot easier. Yes, one more thing which I'm thinking of, I'm not sure how much it's practical, is about putting numerical summaries. For example, in a lot of places, you will see some turnover limits, you'll see some number limits. All those things, if we can put it off together, it becomes easier for us. However, it's a little difficult, because we need to remember when we do it. I don't want to put it like 4482 crores. I basically want to say number is 2 crores, where and all is it there? I want to put 50 lakhs, where and all the number is there. So if you have to do that much, then you have to know every section carefully. Yes, so I'm assuming that summary is something which we can only prepare at the kind of the end of the batch. Yes, that is what we can do. If not, we'll figure it out. Yes, but that's something which I'm thinking out, because it's going to be a really helpful chart. At least for me, when the turnover limits were given to me in a single page, it becomes a lot more easier to convince and prepare for your examinations. Yes, so these are some summaries which I'm having on the top of my head. We're going to think about this, and we're going to do it properly going forward. Yes, so by the next class, please have your page numbers ready, and last pages is only for my reference. Yes, last pages में drawing करना allowed नहीं है. Okay, so no drawings in the last pages. बैठ के कोई सुडोकू वुडोकू एक्स एंड वो सब कुछ नहीं चलेगा. Last pages मेरे लिए है. You are only going to use it for my reference points. Yes, so you can use anything from the front side. Do not touch anything on the back end. Are we clear? Yes, you're going to prepare it to that extent, and we'll take it from there. Shall we? Yes, good. With that understanding, people, we're going to start with the next chapter. Not a very significant chapter, something which you have learned at your inter level itself, what we call as taxation of agricultural income. Yes, this is going to be the last leg of your step number 8 with step number 10, or 9 with 10, I think. Yes, it was a step number 9 with step number 10 about computation of tax liabilities. Yes, in this topic, we're going to learn something a little different than what we have normally been doing. Yes, let's understand this carefully. When we started this batch itself, I came and told you that when it comes to income tax, the powers to levy income tax is with central government. The powers to levy income taxes with central government. However, there is this one tax which has been taken away from central government and shifted off to the state governments, which is agricultural income tax, which means it was made very clear in income tax that any person earning agricultural income from India will be taxable only by the state, will not be taxable by the central. Yes or no? Yes. With that understanding is what we are proceeding forward. And therefore, income tax then introduced something called as 10(1). Something called as 10(1). What is 10(1)? 10 plus 10 Clause 1, very good. Section 10, Clause 1, which comes and clarifies that any agricultural income which is earned by a person from India is only exempt only under Income Tax Act, is exempt only under Income Tax Act. That is what the section came and clarified. Yes or no? Yes. With that understanding, people, is what we have concluded this chapter, where we have said agricultural income is fully exempt. But here is where the problem starts. What on earth do you mean by agricultural income? Yes or no? Yes. I'm going to give you some scenarios, people, something which you would have learnt in Inter, but just to jog your memory of. I'll give you scenarios. Tell me if it is agricultural income or not agricultural income. Yes. Yes. Scenario number 1. Rahul is having a land. On this land, Rahul is making some crops. Rahul is cutting these crops, selling it in the market. Agree, not agree? Agree, not agree? Agree? Agree. Income. Yes, this is a simple, straightforward agree income. On this same land, Rahul has some extra space. On this extra space, Rahul created a warehouse. And Rahul took this warehouse and was using it for his storage purposes. Rahul was using it for his storage purposes. Later on, what happened, people, is what I found out. This storage space is too big, not enough for my crops. So I went to my fellow farmer next building and I told him, boss, I have an extra storage space. Why would you not like to use it? So I'm here to support you with the storage space. Small request, you have to pay me rent. Very good. Yes. So on my land, I have a warehouse. On the warehouse, I am now receiving rent for storing my products or someone else's products. Someone else's products. The rent which is received by me, normally you would say would be taxable under IFHP. Very good question. Agree income, not agree income? Not agree. Agree. Can agree to not agree or agree? Agree income. Not agree. Why? Okay. Rent is coming from land and building, so it's not an agree income. Why is it agree? Mood हो रहा है. Mood की माँ का. Yes, this is a question which you're going to hold back. Let's discuss this further. Yes, people, I have the land. On this land, I'm supposed to do agriculture, but I am not very capable enough. I'm not an expert. So I went to a farmer and I told him, let's do one thing. You do agriculture on my land. Whatever crops you grow, 10% I will keep, 90% you can keep and sell it off. In practical sense, I have given my land on rent. In return, I am receiving crops, which means for me the 10% is my rent income. It's received in kind, but it is at the end of the day my rent income. Agreed, not agreed? Yes. Question. The 10% money which I received or crops which I received on letting out of my land, agree income, not agree income? Not agree. इसमें क्या फर्क है? What is the difference between the previous and the current one? तो IFO इसमें तो डालेगा ना तू? पढ़ा हुआ जैसे बिल्डिंग का नहीं पढ़ा हुआ है. Okay, agree, not agree? Why? Are you into agricultural activities? It won't be agree then. See, you selling the crops without even doing agriculture is a different conversation. You are like a trader right now. You are like that person sitting in Saukarpet market selling crops. Are you going to be a farmer? No. So obviously that is not going to be agriculture. My question is, the money which I received for renting, is that agree? No, because you're not doing agriculture, you're basically renting out. Building ka? Same, not agree income. Okay, for both you're not agree income. Both are agree. Acha. Yes, this is what the facts are. Any doubts? No? Aage bade. Yes, people, scenario is like this. On the same land, there was some extra space on the right side. So what it is, I created a shed. In that shed, I'm now having chickens. Two things I'm doing. I'm either taking their eggs and I'm selling it in the market, or I'm selling the chicken itself in the market. Basically, poultry farming. All the money which I've got from poultry farming. Agree, not agree? Agree. Not agree? Agree. बहुत ही बढ़िया, इंटर पढ़े हो तुम लोग. Yes, people, same scenario. What is happening is, inside the land, one of my friends came and told Rahul, crops are okay. Nowadays flowers are booming. Yes, so why don't you start cultivating flowers? So I took one small space, and that small space I'm growing flowers. People are coming to me when they buy my crops. I also come and tell, sir, Valentine's Day is coming, here is a rose. Yes, I give them rose and I tell them, sir, this same bunch you can buy for your girlfriend also, which means now I'm also selling flowers. I'm also selling flowers. Tell me, income coming from flowers. Agree? Not agree? You agree to not agree? हाँ वही हुआ, agree to not agree हुआ ना. हाँ, not agree. पढ़ा है जैसे लग रहा है, तू सोच ले. हाँ. Yes, last scenario. People, I have the land. I have the land. This land is what I was supposed to do agriculture on. But at certain point of time, I was like, you know what, I want to become a bigger person. I'm not into agriculture anymore. I want to sell this land off. So I go to a fellow farmer and I go and tell him, dear farmer, I want to sell this land to you and I want cash in return. Basically, capital gains. Basically, capital gains. Rahul has taken his land, sold it to another farmer and received cash. Received cash. Capital gains Rahul has received. Agree income, not agree income? Agree. What is anything part of agriculture? Part of the land. So anything part of the agriculture land is agriculture, no matter what you do there. Okay. Not agree. Not agree. Not agree. Very good. Last two examples. Yes, because Mithali asked this question, last two examples. People imagine what has happened is the land is there. Yes, in morning days I sit and do agriculture. क्या सोच रहे हो तुम लोग? गंदे लोग एकदम मतलब. In morning days I sit and do agriculture. In evening days my friends come along and we play yes वो poker. We sit and we play poker on this land. Yes, हम लोग ने एक अलग जगह बना रखी है. This is our poker area. This is our poker area. All money is coming from this poker. Yes, I may receive 1 crore from agriculture, but I'm receiving 5 crores from poker. Poker is happening on the land. Poker is happening on the land. People technically winnings. Technically winnings. Tell me 5 crores received poker money on land. Agree, not agree? Not agree? For sure. Yes, very good. People imagine DDLJ2 is happening. Yes, DDLJ2 is happening and therefore Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol. Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol have come and said, we want the same old and the वो सरसों का खेत, sunflower खेत, sunflower था, सरसों का खेत था. Yes, Punjab sarso ka khet people. So they went to the same old traditional sarso ka khet, the place where the original DDLJ was shot. Yes, they said we'll recreate the scene. Shah Rukh Khan will run from here, Kajol will run from here. Yes, that scene will create fully properly. Uske liye we have taken over this land. We have taken over this land. So we went to that farmer once again and we said, sir, we would need your land for the next 15 days. We are going to shoot DDLJ2. We're going to shoot DDLJ2. Agricultural land being given away for movie shooting. Being given away for movie shooting. Agree, not agree? Sure. Sure? Okay. People, scenarios like this. I am coming and telling you that I am on the land. I am on the land. On this land, what is happening is I'm growing tea. I'm growing tea. I'm growing tea, people, but what has happened is I'm not able to sell the tea directly. People are not ready to buy my tea because it's hazardous. It's not very clean. It's not very clean. So what I've done is I have itself opened a factory. Not in the same land, some other land. Yes, so I have a tea growing on in my land. This tea is what I'm giving to my factory. My factory makes the tea, processed tea, chai patti, and sells it in the market. Question, have I made income from this tea leaves? No, I have made income from the processed tea. Because my tea itself is going to my factory. Did I make income from my tea? No, I'm making income from the processed tea. Tell me people, income coming from the processed tea. Agriculture, not agriculture? Very good. Part agriculture and part business. We call it composite incomes. There is an element of agriculture in this, but not completely. That's the discussion for today, people. We'll take it forward from there. Yes, but these are all the questions which you need to ask yourself when it comes to agree and not agree. Last question before I give you the case law of. Yes, question is like this, people. I have just now bought this land. Yes, which means the land is ready, not ready? I've just now bought this land. I need to make it fit for agriculture. Is the land ready, not ready? Not ready. So which means when I took a land itself, people, there were too many useless things growing on. There was trees growing on, there was trunks pending on the land, there were some the weed growing, not weeds, weed. Let me clarify this carefully. Yes, weeds, nahi, weed. Yes, the one which is useless plants, not the other one. That is very useful. Yes. This is the normal weed, the unwanted plants which are growing on people. Now, to make my land fit for agriculture, I did what? I severed all these things and I sold it off in the market as scrap. I sold it off in the market as scrap. Scrap money coming from selling of useless things which I did not take effort on, other than cutting it. Other than cutting it. Agriculture, non-agriculture. Agree. 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 बहुत ही बढ़िया. Yes, people, this is the kind of questions you need to ask yourself when you talk about agricultural income. Yes or no? Yes. 90% of your answers are wrong. 90% of your answers are wrong. Let's understand this carefully. When it came to agricultural income, the understanding was very simple. State government came and said, like Mithali said, anything which is happening on the land and is specific to agriculture should be agriculture income. Should be agriculture income. There was no clarification anywhere to say it will only be revenue items. There was no clarification to say it will only be revenue items, which means as long as you can link it to an agriculture in one way, it is going to be agricultural income. It is going to be agricultural income. Yes or no? Yes. From the top people. Example number 1, where you have made some crops, sold the crops directly. Agree, not agree? Agree. Second example, on the land, I have created a warehouse. Warehouse is being used for storing agricultural products. Rent coming from the warehouse. Agree, not agree? Agree. We agree, it doesn't matter. They did not say you have to do agriculture. As long as the building is used for agricultural operations, it is agri income. It is agri income. Yes. Third, I have a land. I am not doing agriculture. Someone else is doing agriculture. Money which I am getting on leasing the land is agriculture. As long as the final person is doing agricultural activities, which is where people, if I give the land for movie shooting, this is not an agricultural income. When I give the land for poker games, this is not an agricultural income. Correct? Yes. Case where I had a land, I gave off the land as capital gains. I gave off the land as capital gains. Is this agricultural income? Yes. This is also agricultural income, because at the end of the day, the person receiving is doing agricultural activities. When I sold the land, I gave it with an intention of doing agricultural activities. Item is linked off. It is treated as agri income. It is treated as agri income. Yes. Yes. Case where I told I have a land. On this land, I am creating a shed and I am selling poultry farming items. Is this agricultural income? No. No. Agriculture means doing crops. Agriculture means doing crops. Any other culture is not covered. Any other culture is not covered. If I am selling flowers, is this agricultural? No. You will not be able to take that as agriculture, because it's a different culture. It's called horticulture. It's called. Yes, it's called horticulture. Tea nahi aata? Tea da maro mein. It's called horticulture. That is also not covered as a part of agricultural income, which means that is also fully taxable. And then comes the last item, people, where we discussed about the fact that if you have a land on which you're growing useless crops, but you're not growing the crops are already there. The tree, the trunks, the weed and all which you have in the land. Have you taken activities for agriculture? Have you taken activities for agriculture? Not yet. You're going to start only right now, which means these activities were unrelated to your agricultural activities. Whatever scrap you sold is not agricultural income. These are taxable natures. These are taxable natures. Yes. So what is the understanding completely, people? The understanding is that if I'm going to have a land on which I am going to do agriculture, or the income is going to be incidental to this agriculture, then it is agricultural income. Whether it is rent or it is sale, it does not matter. It does not matter. It will be an agricultural income. Are we making sense? Yes. Final thing, which you already gave me the right answer, people. If I have a land on which I have tea leaves, which is going and becoming a processed tea, is it agriculture? Yes, but not completely. Yes, some part of it will be treated as agriculture, some part of it will be business income. That is what we have. Any doubts on this part? Are we clear enough to go? Yes, very good. This brings me to the last scenario. Imagine this happening, people, that I am in Chennai right now. I am in Chennai right now. I would like to grow some crops. Unfortunately, what is happening is Chennai's atmosphere is not culturable for the crops. The weather is not good enough here. Yes. So what I did is I went and I created a greenhouse. You know what is a greenhouse? You know what is a greenhouse? What is a greenhouse? Very good. It's an artificial space. People, those who would have watched Harry Potter, yes, there is one big garden game. Yes, they will have a land, they will have a plant. On this plant, they will take it out and start screaming. Yes, that place is called as greenhouse space. Basically, the area where you create an atmosphere for growing crops, for growing crops. Now issue what has happened is, people, I have created a greenhouse. On this greenhouse I am now growing crops because I was not able to do it on the land. I was not able to do it on the land, and therefore from this crops I am now getting income. I'm getting income. Officer came to me and said, Rahul, the crops which you're growing, they may be agriculture, but unfortunately is not coming from the land. You have not done this on the land, you have done it in pots, therefore it is not an agricultural income. You said, sir, land was not usable, that is why I did it on the crops. At the end of the day, intention was to do agriculture only. Correct, not correct? At the end of the day, the intention was to do agriculture only, therefore it should be treated as an exempt component. Tell me who's right. Tell me who's right. I am receiving income from greenhouse. Is it agree, not agree? Is it agree, not agree? Why? The land is not usable, no? What will you do then? Kya? Agree, not agree? Answer is agree income. Answer is agree income. An explicit clarification was brought in by income tax, where income tax said any income which is coming from seedlings and saplings, any income coming from seedlings and saplings which is growing in a nursery, nursery is nothing but greenhouse, will be treated as an agricultural income, even if the operations are not happening on a land. It does not matter. It does not matter. People, when it was not possible itself, impossibility of performance cannot be questioned. Yes, if I had a possibility, then that's a different conversation, but the possibility itself is not there, in which case I will have to give you the benefit or doubt. At the end of the day, you did what? Agricultural activities only. Yes or no? It does not need to happen on the land to make it sure. Yes, sir. Yes, that is what the understanding is. Any doubts on the understanding? Yes, this brings me to the very last conversation. People, imagine this carefully, that Rahul is actually wanting to do agriculture. Yes, and so what Rahul did is, in the middle of Chennai, Nungambakkam, Rahul took a space, and in this space Rahul is growing vegetables and selling in the market. Tell me, agriculture, not agriculture? Why? Should be? Very good. Yes, income tax came up with a clarification saying, boss, just because you do agriculture does not mean it's agricultural income. It also needs to be on an, once again, very good, needs to be on a rural agricultural land. Needs to be on a rural agricultural land. Rural agricultural land is the only one which is exempt, which means if it is happening inside a state, if it's happening in an urban area, it is fully taxable. The central government will collect taxes on this. State government only has powers to collect agricultural tax on rural lands. They don't have any approval on urban lands. Yes or no? Yes, that is what the understanding is. Any doubts on the understanding for you? Yes? No doubts? Sure? Sure? What the hell is rural agricultural land? Based on the number of in a near the land. What is rural agricultural land is the question right now. Yes, people, rural agricultural land is not a land which you see and you're like, ha, poor look raha hai, to matlab rural hai. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. Yes, rural agricultural land in simple words of income tax means a land which is not an urban land. Means a land which is not an urban land. That is what income tax comes and clarifies, which then brings the question, what on earth is urban agricultural land? Yes, very simple. Income tax came and said, when it comes to an urban land, the policy is like this. You tell me where the land is. You tell me where the land is. Imagine if this is the municipality area. This is the municipality area. I will ask you, where is the land? You said, sir, land is inside the area itself. Which area? The municipality area. Income tax says if the land is inside the municipality area, the population size should be more than 10,000. The population size should be more than 10,000, which means if the population is more than 10,000, I will consider the land as urban land. If not, I will consider it as rural land. I'll consider it as rural land. Agreed? Yes. Question. People, today you're going to Velachery. You saw the Velachery land and you're telling this is rural or urban? You go and check Velachery land, rural, urban. Why? Population. People question 10,000 population checking when? Start of the year, end of the year, middle of the year? It's the very good. It's the last census report? And the last census report was in 2011. The last census report was in 2011, which means I am not checking the population today. I'm checking the population in 2011. And for you and me, Velachery in 2011 was nothing there. Yes, it was a land with nothing on it. Land with nothing on it. That building just now got created. After Phoenix Mall came into picture is when the land was cultivated enough. Yes, which means in 2011, Velachery had no population or had a very minimum population, which means back in those times, Velachery was a rural land. Today also Velachery is a rural land because the census has not been updated. The census has not been updated. Until the new census report comes, Velachery may be assumed as a, I'm not telling will be, I'm telling may be assumed as a rural land if the population was less than 10,000. If population is less than 10,000. Are we making sense? Any doubts on this part? No, I'm saying no, Rahul. Actually, no, the land is not in the municipality. The land is somewhere near the municipality. Somewhere near the municipality. Income tax says, Rahul, if it is within 2 kilometers, okay, if it is within 2 kilometers, then I will still consider that part of the same municipality. I will still consider it part of the same municipality, which means up to 2 kilometers also the population size should be, population size should be 10,000. Population size should be 10,000. Any doubts on this? No, I'm saying no, Rahul, the land is a little far away. Little far away. Income tax says, how much far is it? Is it within 6 kilometers? See, is it within 6 kilometers? If you say yes, it is within 6 kilometers. Now, question, when I say 6 kilometers, is it 6 kilometers from municipality or from the 2 kilometers? It is from the municipality. From the municipality, if it is 6 kilometers, income tax says add another 0. Add another 0. Matlab, your population size should be more than 1 lakh. Your population size should be more than 1 lakh. That is how your asset will be treated as a urban land. If not, it is a rural land. I'm saying no, Rahul, the land is a little more far away. The land is a little more far away. ये थोड़ा मुश्किल होगा, चेक करते हैं. नहीं हुआ. हो गया. Yes, the land is a little more far away. Income tax says if the land is a little more far away, it can go up to 8 kilometers. It can go up to 8 kilometers. If it is going up to 8 kilometers, add another 0, which means 10 lakhs, which means 10 lakhs. Income tax says the population should be more than 10 lakhs. If it is so, then the land is urban. If not, the land is rural. This is what the fact pattern is. Any doubts? No? Which means people, municipality in the land should be population more than 10,000. Within 2 kilometers, 10,000. Between 2 to 6, 1 lakh. 6 and 8, 10 lakhs. That is what the condition is. Any doubts on this condition? Clear enough to go? Sure about it? Yes? Good. Let me ask you some questions. Tell me what the right answer is. People, imagine I have a land. This land is somewhere in the middle. I don't know where this land is. What happened is I had a municipality A. From this land to municipality A, if you check, there are 2 kilometers. Space is 2 kilometers. And the municipality A population size is 8,000. Population size is 8,000. I have a municipality B also. From municipality B, if you check, the distance is about 6 kilometers. And the population size is 18 lakhs. Forward. Municipality B. Question, is this a rural land or an urban land? Sorry? You have to decide that. वो एक कौन सा है? You have to take which one is the question now. People, I have a land somewhere in the middle. It's sitting in the borders. Now the question comes is borders में बैठा है तो कौन सा land किसका आएगा? Yes, who will take the ownership of this property is the question right now. Municipality A or municipality B? Because your decision will decide whether something is rural or urban. On the left side it will be rural. On the right side it will be urban. Tell me. Answer is? ये क्या चाहिए मेरे को? Rural urban चाहिए? Answer is rural. People, income tax says when the land is in the middle of 2 municipalities, always take the nearest municipality on the picture. Are we making sense? Yes. Now people, same example. Imagine now you have confirmed that this is a rural land. Yes. Assuming I had put this as 18,000. land would have become urban, more than 10,000. Yes. Now I am having this land, and I know near municipality A, my population is 18,000, which means land is going to become urban. I am a little worried. I don't want this land to become urban. I want this land to be rural. I want this land to be rural. Rahul is a little rich, thoda sa. Yes. So thoda sa rich. What Rahul did is, between municipality A and the land which is here, Rahul bought this full area. Rahul ne puri area खरीद ली. Rahul bought the full area. Why did Rahul buy the full area? Very simple. Rahul started saying, boss, municipality A to the land, you have 2 kilometers distance. Only if you walk straight. Only if you walk straight. Why should I walk straight? मेरे को मजे करने हैं, मेरे को चुल्ला. Yes, I created a land road. I created a land road. My land road goes like this. How you go in school times, no? वो second floor से ground floor जाने के लिए. Rahul has now created the road. Yes, if you calculate the distance of the road is 6 kilometers. Matlab, any person who wants to reach my land will now have to go from the municipality for about 6 kilometers to reach my land. Population of the size 18,000. I am at 6 kilometer distance. Matlab 1 lakh. Tell me now, rural, urban. Why? Mappa. Scale. तो क्या? ठीक है, कंफ्यूज हो रहे तो 5 रख ले. बात तो वही रहेगी. रूरल, अर्बन. बाय. मैं 18 डाला हूँ रे. Urban, rural. This is why. People, you said distance only, no? You said distance only. Apo distance from the municipality to my land is what? 5 kilometers. How is it urban then? In a straight line. यार सुनना, कहाँ लिखा है? मैंने तो नहीं पढ़ा. Yes, people understand this carefully. If you come and ask me, I would come and say this is rural. If you come and ask me, I would say this is rural, because at the end of the day, people, how do I calculate distance? I take a car, I stand in one point and I go to another point by the car, and my distance is showing 6 kilometers. And how can you tell this is urban? Logically, yes or no? Yes. People, think about this carefully. You may tell straight line. Hey, is it practically possible to calculate a straight line? Is it? You're on land, people. Can you go from one municipality, एक line खींचोगे तुम लोग सीधा? कैसे? How will it happen? Yes or no? It's not practically possible. How will you figure out what is happening? Because if you tell me straight line, I'll put it this way. Imagine my land is here. You want a straight line? I'll do straight line from here. Or I can do straight line from here. बताओ कौन सा straight line लूं मैं? Think about this, no? Yes or no? When you say straight line can come from here also. ये भी तो straight ही है. I can go from that corner of municipality also and reach it. Now people, I am being nice, my municipality is in circle. You see municipalities, no? Amoeba frame. Every building looks like that. Every city looks like that only. No, amoeba frame only will happen. Apo which amoeba should you look at to make the straight line? Correct, no. Yes or no? Yes. That's where the whole problem started. Because people were smart enough. Imagine Tirupati as an example itself, people. From going from Tirupati to Tirumala, you could have gone a straight table. But then unnecessary, you have to take the whole circle. Yes, they're unnecessary making it 12 kilometers when they could have easily made it in 2. Straight line खींचे तो बात खत्म हो जाती. Correct, not correct? Yes. मजे आपने को चूल्हा और कुछ नहीं. Yes. The question which came up is, should this be a rural land or urban land? Should this be a rural land or urban land? The answer was given by the court of Chennai. Madras High Court let decision happened. Issue what happened, people, is in Chennai. For those who are aware about it, you are not supposed to open a task shop near schools. You're not supposed to open a task shop near schools. Within 500 to 600 kilometers, you're not supposed to open a task shop in Chennai near schools. Problem, what happened? There is a guy who got a area. He wanted to open a task shop. Unfortunately, the distance between the school and the task mark shop was 300 meters, which means permission was denied. Permission was denied. This guy extra smart. Yes, he wanted to play fun. He wanted to play fun. He did this, people. This is the school. This is his land. He knows between this distance it is 300 meters. This guy, what he did, no, he bought this area. He bought this area, and in this area he created a maze. You know what is a maze? That green color thing. You would have seen it. Yes, people, big schools and all, you'll see. Big schools mein kya hoga? Big movies and all, you would have seen. Yes, there'll be a maze. When you start from here, it will go like this. Something like that. Yes. So he created a maze, people, and here is the task mark shop. Here is a task mark shop. He went and he told the police officers that, sir, if you want to reach my task mark shop, you will have to cover the whole maze and come. You'll have to cover the whole maze and come, and by the time you cover the maze, it is 1.8 kilometers. Which means I am legally allowed to open the shop. Police officer said, denied, nahi dunga. He went to the court and he said, sir, what is the problem? You said you should not have it in 300 meter space. I have it in 1.8 kilometers. You come stuck and travel. Yes, those guys brought that distance meter. Yes, so they brought the distance meter and they walked the whole distance. They found it is 1.8 kilometers. They said this is approved. They said this is approved. Courts of Chennai came and confirmed, saying this is an approved model. You can have a task mark shop open. You can have a task mark shop open. Here is where all the courts of India realized, sorry, not all the laws of India realized that they have not ever confirmed how should calculate distance, how to calculate distance, and therefore laws were amended throughout. The throughout law amendments now came and clarified. Whenever you talk about distance, it is always the shortest aerial distance. It is now always the shortest aerial distance, which means income tax says start from a point, go to the another point. If you go straight line on an air, not on the road. On the road it is not possible. You can go on the air. From here to here on an air, if you look at the distance, how much does it calculate to? If it calculates to within 2 kilometers, I'm sorry, this is in rural land. This is an urban land. This is an urban land. Does that make sense? Yes. So what is the provision now coming and saying, people? The provision says you should check for the shortest aerial distance from the nearest municipality. From the nearest municipality. Any doubts on this part? Are we making sense? Yes. This is what the provisions are. Clear? Yes or no? Yes. This is what you're going to keep in mind. What is Adhe area?
8 kilometers per land.
That then the question will whole come is, who is having jurisdiction on the land? If you tell me that you have a land where part of the land is within 8 kilometers and part of it is part of different jurisdiction, right? In that case, what will happen is, when a land is somewhere situated between the municipalities, one of the municipalities will make a choice, because at the end of the day, it's not just about the land. Suppose if there is a legal matter, if there is any murder or something like that happen, some police officer has to take jurisdiction on it, right? So then the municipalities will decide which police officer will have the jurisdiction, and that jurisdictional officer will take over the municipality for you. Right? So what has happened in India, people, is that instead of you wasting time finding out whether it's rural or urban, states have been given the power. States have been given the power that whenever a land has been created, the state will confirm to you whether it is a rural land or urban land, which means in rural land will be given a patta. They call it a patta. Patta is given to every rural land to come and confirm this is my jurisdiction and this is in rural land from my side. You show this patta to income tax department, he will say yes, this is a rural land. You don't have a patta, they will assume it is urban land. Yes. So a patta will be mandatory given for every land, people, and you need to have that in your hand to confirm whether it is rural or urban lands. Are we clear? Any doubts on this part? Good enough to go? Yes. Very good. I'm going to give you some scenarios, people. Tell me whether it's rural land or urban land. This is going to be a little tricky, so be careful on it. I'm coming and telling you the distance. I'm also going to give you what is the population. You're going to tell me whether it is rural or urban. Yes. Case number 1. I'm coming and telling my distance is 1 kilometer. My population is 13,000. My land is urban. Very good. I have a population of 3.2, sorry, I have a distance of 3.2 kilometers. My population is sitting at 1,10,000. Yes. This is urban. Yes. I am sitting at a distance of, let's say, 5.8 kilometers. And my population size is 90,000. because less than 1 lakh. Very good. This is becoming an rural land. Yes, I am coming and telling you my population size is 7.1 kilometers. My population size is 1,90,000. Why? Less than? Very good. Correct. Yes, my distance is, sorry. My distance is 8.2 kilometers. My population size is 1.5 crores. This is, 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 this is. Yes, this is the power of a definition. This is the power of a definition. People, what is a rural land? Anything other than a urban land. When I defined urban land to you, I defined it only up to. Did I define anything after 8 kilometers? Which means anything after 8 kilometers is not an urban land. And the moment it is not an urban land, it becomes a rural land. Sometimes you ask me, Rahul, why stupid definitions are coming in? Why is something given as not? This is the reason. Yes, the moment you put rural as not urban, urban was only defined till 8, which means after 8 everything became rural lands. After 8 everything became rural lands. Be very careful on it. Which means after 8 kilometers, I don't care one bit on what the population size is. It will automatically be a rural land. It will automatically be a rural land. Are we making sense? Any doubts on this part? Yes, please take out a sticky note. Note this down in your concept guides. Page number 28. Page number 28. You'd see something called point number E, people. It says land is situated in rural areas. Yes, next to that you can create a sticky note and you can write this example off. Please make sure to write some reasons for the last one also. It should not happen that later on you come and ask why is it happening. What is the reasoning for the last one, people? Beyond 8 is always rural. Beyond 8 is always rural. Clear? Yes, yes, very good. Let's, okay, 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 yes, good. Let's read the definitions, people. Now let's see if you understand the whole provisions properly. Yes, taxation of agricultural income. Section 10(1) says, any agricultural income which is earned by the assessee shall be exempt from taxes. Agricultural income means any rent or revenue which is derived from a land which is situated in India. I should have a land which is situated in India, which should be used for agricultural purposes, which means only if I'm using it for agricultural purposes can it be called an agricultural income. If I'm using it for movie shooting, poker games and all, it is fully taxable. Second one, any kind of income derived from such land by agriculture, any kind of process which is ordinarily employed by the cultivator to render the agricultural produce fit to be taken to the market. Fit to be taken to the market. Any activities part of my agriculture required for me to sell it, will be called as agricultural activities. A question which had normally come up, people, is when I create wheat, the whole problem comes is when I create wheat, it's not very done in a good atmosphere. Yes, it's done in mud. So obviously, people, when it's done in mud, I can't cut it and directly sell it off. I need to first clean it. Then I need to thrash it. And then you would have seen it in your 6th and 8th standard books, people. There'll be one farmer in the picture. He will take like this and do this, called as sieving. All those things are mandatory required. Unless you do that, no one will buy it. Which means these activities also now become part of agricultural activities. Yes, people. But if I do anything beyond this, any additional activity I'm doing which is not required for me to sell it, will it be an agricultural income? No, then it will become a composite business, which means I will split some of it to PGBP and some of it to agricultural. Correct? Yes. Third, any kind of sale of agricultural produce in the market by the cultivator or the receiver of rain, provided no other process is performed by the person. Whatever I'm selling, whatever money I get is fully agricultural income, as long as I don't take any additional activities. If I start taking additional activities, that will become a composite income. Are we clear? Yes, good. Any kind of income derived from any dwelling houses or storehouses or in the immediate vicinity of an eligible land used for agricultural operations, which means now I am having rent from warehouse, but this warehouse is used for agricultural activities. It will also become an exempt income, will not be taxable under HP rules. You don't have to tax it HP rules, you will treat it as exempt income of. Clear? Yes.
Cleaning. तो अभी मैं farmer के साथ put in the contract कि he has land, वो जो भी produce करेगा, he will give it to me. मैं city में जाकर उसको clean करके I will sell it off.
Okay, so if I'm understanding your question properly, there is a land which you have. You are not doing agriculture. You have appointed a farm. Farmer has a land. Okay, so farmer has a land. Farmer has done some crops. Farmer is giving it to you. You are doing the cleaning activities and selling it off in the market. Okay.
So
Question to you: are you a farmer or he is the farmer? What are you doing? Why are you getting these crops, by the way? No. My question is, why are you getting the crops? As in, he's selling these crops to you, or you are just acting as an agent for him? Whatever it is, my question is, are you an agent for him? Is he selling the crops to you? So contractual in the sense, he will make the crops, he will give it to you, you will clean and sell it in the market. Whatever money comes goes to. So you will keep in the middle commission then. So technically you're an agent, right? If you're an agent, then what is the problem then? Again, if you're an agent, whether you do the cleaning or he does the cleaning, the activity remains the same, right? So who's doing the cleaning technically then? He's only doing the cleaning because you're acting as an, which means it becomes an agricultural activity. Had you bought the crops from him and then you had done these activities, that's a different conversation. If you're only going to support him to do the cleaning activities, then technically you're an agent. And if you're an agent, then whatever you do is as good as he does it. That's the whole point of agency, right? Yes, in which case it's basically not that you have went into a contract with him. It's basically that he has come into contract with you. He has come and told that I will not do cleaning. You do cleaning for me. I will pay you commission. In which case, technically, who's the principal here? That makes a difference. Yes, because now it's like you are not the superior party. He's the superior party. If he's the superior party, then whatever activities you do is as good as. That's why. Clear? Yes, good question. Great. Anything else? Good. Notes, people. Look at note number 1. It says any section 10 read with section 2(1)(a) clarifies that agricultural income only from a land which is situated in India is exempt. Please mark this as important. Please mark this as important. I will only treat those agricultural income which are coming from India operations. You are expecting questions on this in exam, people, in DTAA. In DTAA, whenever you get a DTAA question, they'll give you two things. One will be agricultural income from India. One will be agricultural income from country A, country B, country X, US, whatever it is. Please be careful that when you see agricultural income in India, it is fully exempt. But when you see the same agricultural income from country A or B, it is taxable. So be very careful on that as an adjustment of. Clear? Yes. Any other incomes coming from land outside India is fully taxable. Land from outside India is fully taxable. Clear? Yes. Second, it says any rent received from agricultural land in kind is also exempt. Like I said, I have a land, I've given it to you. You are doing agriculture, giving me crops. At the end of the day, whether I receive money or I receive crops, what am I receiving? Rent. That rent is also fully exempt. That rent is also fully exempt. Will not have a challenge. Will not have a challenge. Clear? Yes. Point number C. Agricultural income means tilling of land, sowing of seeds and similar operations, which means it should all be crop related. If you are ending up doing anything, flowers, if you're doing any other activities, that is all taxable. That is all taxable. Yes, sir. Yes. Next, any kind of income derived from saplings and seedlings which are grown in a nursery, are fully deemed as agricultural income. Whether or not the basic operations is carried out on a land. Your land is not important. It is that you have to do it in a nursery. People, any idea what is a nursery? Please write it as greenhouse. Please write it down as greenhouse so that you know in tomorrow what is a nursery of. Yes, people have this very big confusion. People, nursery patale, they'll be like, kindergarten. In kindergarten, you don't grow crops, you grow kids. Yes, yes. Next, when you have eligible land means a land which is assessed to either land revenue in India or subject to local rates, or if it is going to be a land which is situated in rural areas, which is what we discussed, people. Rural areas is basically 2, 6, 8, 2, 6 and 8, population size of 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs. Yes, 10, add another 0 basically. Yes, keep adding zeros until you reach the answer of. Are we clear? Yes. Good. Next, any kind of income from breeding of livestock, poultry farming, fisheries, dairy farming, all these are not an agricultural income. And hence are not exempt from taxes. Yes or no? Yes. Now, people, this is not at final level, but at inter level, May 2025 came in a question. Yes, the question was basically like this. I was engaged in the operations of growing cocoons. You know what is cocoons? For silkworms. Yes, so I was in the operations of growing cocoons. I was taking these cocoons and taking out the threads, and I was making cloth out of it. Now, I don't know. I understand this fact that cloth is going to be business income because obviously not required. But the cocoons which you're taking and you're taking out threads from it, is it an agricultural activity? Was the question. Answer is we don't know. Unfortunately, people, this question came as an MCQ for 8 marks. A full case study question came on 8 marks, which means if you decided yes, all the 4 answers are the same. But if you decided no, all the 4 answers are the same, which means you had to make a choice on the first question. Yes, unfortunately, no one knew the answer. Students made wild assumptions. Some students said agree, the other said not agree. Yes, at the end of the day, ICI was trapped because unfortunately, nowhere in the study material have they confirmed what is silk cocoons looking like. Yes, and therefore, for the benefit of doubt, ICI said both are right. It does not matter. Legally, if you come and ask me, there is a Supreme Court judgment, and Supreme Court judgment has come and confirmed growing of silk cocoons are not an agricultural income. That has nothing to do with my crop operations. Yes, and therefore Supreme Court confirmed, saying it is fully taxable. Are we clear? Yes. So all these things, people have these things about doing this honey production. Yes, they will have this whole bees product and all. They will also have these larvae and all, and they will make them eat leaves and all so that they can become a cocoon and all. All these things are also not agricultural activities. They come only from crops. If you're only growing crops, it is an agriculture. Anything else becomes fully taxable. So let's be clear on that. Yes, my only request when I told you this is very simple. People sometimes don't expect that ICI will give you everything plain platter. You are expected to get tricky questions. Here is ICI not trying to assess your capabilities. Here ICI is only trying to see how smart you are. Yes, at the end of the day, people, there is only one rule which I tell in my class. You should prepare in such a way that you know all the answers. At any point of time, if you get a question in exam which you don't know, it should be only for two reasons. Reason number one, either the question is wrong. Reason number two, or the question is out of syllabus. Yes, which means answer for both is doesn't matter. Answer for both is doesn't matter. You have to go right and come. 99.9999% ICI will give you grace off. ICI will give you grace marks, and I'm telling this very honestly today itself, people. Next class we're going to start PGBP. I can make it very short to you. I will teach you 50 adjustments, and in that 14-15 mark question, there'll be 2 adjustments out of syllabus. क्या पूछ रहे किसी को नहीं पता. Yes, you will have no idea. As a person who's reviewing the paper, I will also give you multiple options. When I review the paper, I'll come and say, ये तो weird adjustment है. Maybe the answer is this or the answer is this. You know what will happen? ICI will also come the same thing. They'll come and give suggestion answers. They'll come and say, my mistake. I probably wrote the adjustment wrong. Which means you can either write this or you can write this. What you did in exam? You know you have to write one of the two. Which takes how much minutes? 30 seconds. How much time you spent? 30 minutes. Yes or no? You are deliberating in life. कि adjustment का जिंदगी में क्या relevance है? Yes or no? You're trying to find your whole existential crisis right now. Life में क्या चल रहा है? किसकी क्या हो रहा है? किसकी शादी हो गई? किसका नहीं हुआ? मेरे क्या चल रहा है? Yes, all that questions will come up on the 3 hours. In the 30 minutes, you have made your whole world change. When you only have to write one answer for 1 mark. Yes, people, one thing which I tell you at CA final level, you are not expected to complete the paper 100 marks. You are expected to complete the paper enough to get your rank. Which means you need to be bold enough in life to leave a few things. That is the guts which is required. Yes, you should have that mentality and guts to yourself to come and say, TK, this is wrong, or I don't know. Yes, learn to say to the fact that you don't know. That is not a crime. It's a crime to never learn after that. It's not a crime to not know it. Yes, in exam, not knowing it is good enough, because that's the benefit for you. You can literally do anything you want, because no matter what you try, it is wrong. Yes or no? Yes, here is you taking a gamble. Kalko your guess becomes right, bonus 2 marks. If it goes wrong, anyway it was wrong only. Yes or no? So at that point of time, sitting and deliberating about life is not going to help you. The only thing which is going to help is admit the fact that you don't know and proceed forward. As simple as that. Yes or no? Yes. As a faculty, I can tell you, people, after 10 years of experience, even now when I review a paper from ICI, sometimes I make mistakes. Happens so many times, because it's human to happen. I'm not expected to get 100 on 100 in a paper. I'm only expected to get enough for me to close myself as a rank holder. Yes or no? Which means mistakes are bound to happen. It's all about taking that guts to yourself and coming and saying, ये मेरे से नहीं हो रहा है, चलेगा, आगे बढ़ो. Doesn't matter. Yes, you will see questions like that coming in exam, people. I can tell you, there are 6 questions. 5th question is what you and I are going to skip. 101% we're going to skip. When I show you the exam paper pattern, you will understand why. Yes, 5th question is a mandatory skip, which means you need to write 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Now, I can tell you 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. But at some point of time, it is definitely not possible that ICI will give you all these questions very beautifully nice. 99.99% is possible that 3rd question will be a tricky question. Transfer pricing में क्या पूछा नहीं पता चला. Yes, at that point of time, you think, no, Rahul, if I leave this question, 4 marks चला जाएगा. What you did not realize is, तुम उस पर बैठे रहे तो 96 और चला जाएगा. Yes or no? Yes, it's all about having the guts to say, I don't know. This is something you need to know on a practical level also, people. Don't give wrong answers to idiots, because the other person sitting is trusting you on things. You give some wrong answer, he is caught there. Yes or no? Very simple. If you don't know, go back and tell, nahi pata. Does not mean I will not help. I will come back. Yes, he will wait for your answer, people, rather than expecting an immediate answer. No one comes to you for a suggestion asking you an immediate response. Due date of return filings are not tomorrow. Correct. Yes, when a person is coming and asking for suggestion, he only wants a guidance, which means he's ready to wait as long as it's right. Yes, don't give him spontaneous answers. मेरे को लग रहा है उस दिन ये हुआ. Well, ये हुआ is gone. By the time ये हुआ, तुम हो गए. Yes, so don't make that kind of mistakes, people. It's very simple to say don't know, but I'm ready to help. I'm ready to help. Just be very careful on that in exam perspective, people. I'm going to give you all adjustments from PGBP in the next class. You don't know, it's fine. Just don't stare. Give me a answer. It's okay. Yes, it's my job to tell you whether it is right or not. It's not your job to guess for yourself. Yes, you are bound to make mistakes. You are a student. It's happening. It's happening. It's supposed to happen. अगर तुम वैसे नहीं सीखोगे तो कैसे सीखोगे? Yes or no? Yes, just be careful about it. Nothing else. Good. When it comes to agricultural income, people, a few things else to keep in mind. We just discussed about the fact that when it comes to agricultural operations, there can be a possibility that you may have two activities happening together. One is agricultural income and one is business activities. Let me take you the same example. Imagine a case where what is happening is Rahul is running a sugarcane factory. Rahul is running a sugarcane factory. Rahul's job is to make alcohol. Why should I make sugar? I will make alcohol. Yes, I have run a factory to make alcohol. So Rahul is now selling alcohol. Now people, to sell alcohol, Rahul needs sugarcane. Rahul needs sugarcane. So what Rahul did? Rahul bought a land and made a factory. There is a land which is growing sugarcane. There is a factory which is selling alcohol. There is a factory which is selling alcohol. Yes or no? Yes. Now tell me this carefully, people. The land and the factory are both part of Rahul's operations, which means they're both part of the same P&L. They're both part of the same P&L. Agreed, not agreed? Yes. Let's prepare a P&L. Let's prepare a P&L. Let's see if you are smart enough from your articleship experience. People, I'm going to prepare a P&L. Yes, this P&L is going to have two things. One operations on land and one operations on factory. Operations on factory. Help. Left and right numbers. Numbers मैं दूंगा. Left and right data. What and all will happen in your business? Ma, under detail ke povana. What is happening? By the time I complete P&L, everything will be gone. What normally happens in your P&L? क्या क्या रहेगा? Main facts. हाँ, income में क्या क्या रहेगा? Sale of I will sell sugarcane. किसको बेच रहा हूँ मैं? Yes, I'm going to sell alcohol. I'm going to sell alcohol. Let's assume I'm going to sell this for 500 crores. 500 crores. Next. What is raw material? Sugar. Raw material na வாங்குறியா இல்ல cultivating? அதான் காஸ்ட் தான். வாங்குறியா கல்டிவேட்டா? sugarcane என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருக்க? You're cultivating, which means you're technically having cultivation cost of sugarcane. Yes, so I'm going to put this here. Cultivation cost of sugarcane. Let's say 100. Next. Factory further processing cost. Let's say 40. Next. हो गया ना? எங்க ஃபேக்டரியில லேண்ட்லையா होटल है? किसका? अच्छा, क्या डालूं मैं? वेयर हाउसिंग फॉर अल्कोहल. वेयर हाउसिंग फॉर अल्कोहल. लेट्स से 50. हाँ, किसका? अल्कोहल. People don't get very specifics. I can prepare the whole P&L for you. तुम ज्यादा स्पेसिफिक चले जाओगे तो फिर इशू हो जाएगा. Good enough? Good enough? Yes, अभी के लिए इतना facts clear. Yes, I'm going to sell alcohol. I'm going to incur cultivation cost for sugarcane. I'm going to incur some additional cost for my factory premises. My profit in the statement is my profit in the statement is 310. Now 310 is what I've made in the current year. Question is very simple. Is this 310 coming from agriculture business, PGBP business, or both? Coming from both, which is where the problem starts. I need to know how to split this into agriculture and PGBP. Agreed, not agreed? Yes, I'll make it very simple for you. Intercosting. We had a chapter called as process costing. People, here there are two processes involved. Process 1, make the sugarcane. Process 2, make the alcohol. Yes, so sugar cane is happening on the land, alcohol is happening on the factory. Let me do one thing. I'm going to create two separate P&Ls right now. I'm going to create two separate P&Ls right now. P&L number 1 is land P&L. P&L number 2 is factory P&L. People, take my whole P&L on the top, split them into land and factory. Split them into land and factory. My sale of sugar is happening in, sorry, sale of alcohol is happening in factory. So I'm going to put it on the right side as an income or an expense. As an income, I'm going to put it as sale of alcohol. How much? 500. Yes. Next, cultivation cost is land. Put it on the left side, plus or minus. Number is 100. Number is 100. Yes. Next, further expenses is factory. FPC goes to factory. Number is 40. Warehouse is factory. Very good. Warehouse is factory. Number is 50. People, tell me, is my P&L looking nice? Something is missing. What is missing? Land has sold something. Factory has received something. Land has sold something. Factory has received something. What is land sold? Sugarcane. What is factory received? Sugarcane. Which means whatever is the sale for the land is the purchase for the factory. Agreed, not agreed? Yes. I'm telling you very simple. We created two separate P&Ls. Matlab, according to me, land is a separate guy and factory is a separate guy. What will land do? What will land do? Land will sell this sugarcane in the market. Land will sell this sugarcane in the market. Factory will purchase the sugarcane from the market. Correct, not correct? People, I am the land going to the market, selling it at market value. Selling it at, in income tax we call it, the accounts. In income tax we call it FMV. We call it FMV, fair market value. Yes or no? Yes. Apo land is going to go to the market and sell it at FMV. Sell it at FMV. Imagine I told land is going to sell it at, what is land selling? Sugar cane. Land is going to sell sugar cane at fair market value. At fair market value, assuming I told the fair market value is 250. 250. Now tell me, people, do I know the profit of land? Profit of land is 150. Profit of land is 150. People, factory went and bought it from the market at the price of 250. Factory went to the market and bought it at the price of 250, which means it became minus raw material cost. Minus raw material cost, which is nothing but the fair market value. Number is 250. Look at my profit. Profit number is 160. People, total करो दोनों को. 3. कहाँ से आया? Magic. Magic or logic? Logic. Basically what we did, people, we came and said, boss, we have taken the land, we have taken the factory, split them into two in such a way that the land will sell it to the factory, land will sell at FMV, factory will buy at FMV, profit will auto split. Profit will auto split, which means all you need to do is you need to take your data and you need to split them into two. How much is for land? How much is for factory? Land will sell crops to factory at FMV. Factory will buy crops from land at FMV. You do that, the profit will split. The profit will split. People, 150 becomes agri income, 160 becomes PGBP income, 150 is fully exempt, 160 is fully. That's all. Yes, for an agricultural income which is other than specified above, the PGBP and agriculture will be done as follows. When it comes to PGBP, PGBP is my alcohol or sugarcane? Alcohol. I'll go to my alcohol and I will sell the product fully minus whatever is the market value of the sugarcane to be bought. Whereas if I go to my agri business will have the cost of cultivation already and will sell at a price of market value of the product. At the price of market value of the product, the moment you do that, the profit will automatically split. The profit will automatically split and you will know how much is PGBP and how much is agri income. Agriya. Very good. Yes, this is what the split is. Any doubts on the split? Are we clear on the split? Sure about it? Yes, but like I told you people, there may be scenarios. There may be scenarios. Example T, where Rahul is growing tea leaves. Unfortunately, market is not ready to buy itself. Market has said, sir, I'm sorry, I cannot buy your tea leaves. I'm only interested to buy processed tea. I'm only interested to buy processed tea. I will not buy the tea leaves. You give me processed tea, I will buy. Ilana, get lost. Ilana, get lost. Now, people, there is a problem here. I am not able to sell in the market. When I'm not able to sell in the market, market value is unknown. Market value is unknown. When the market value is unknown, can you do the split? Can you do the split? No. Income tax came and said, bus, split not happening. I went to income tax and said, sir, devame, help pananga, split agamatic. There is no split which is taking place. Help. Whom did you ask? Income tax. Income tax said, see, you came with a request. I will honor the contract. There is only one request. I will tell you something. Don't question me. Don't question me. I will not give you basis. तुमने मांगा मैंने दिया. Basis मेरे को नहीं पता. Basis मेरे को नहीं पता. Income tax said, मैं नहीं बोला. Income tax said, I will give you numbers. You follow the numbers. You follow the numbers. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. Income tax notified 3 products. They notified 3 products. Product number 1 is what we call as rubber and latex. Is what we call as rubber and latex. Income tax said, boss, you're not able to split. So there is no point of splitting your P&L. You take the full net profit. Take the full net profit, which is, in my case, it was 310. You take the full 310 and you split in the ratio of 35-65. You split in the ratio of 35-65. 35 goes for PGBP. 65 goes for agricultural income. 65 goes for agricultural income. Then they said product number 2 is coffee. Product number 2 is coffee. In coffee came 2 activities, people. Either you are growing and curing the coffee. You are growing the coffee and you're curing the coffee. Now, for those who know, people, coffee seeds as such, if grown, are poisonous. As such, if grown, are poisonous. You cannot sell coffee seeds as it is. You need to cure the coffee. Otherwise, someone may die. Someone may die, which means you will first grow the coffee, which is agricultural activity, and then you will cure the coffee, which is a business activity. To that extent, income tax said, whenever you're having coffee business where you're growing and curing, 25 goes to PGBP, 75 goes to agriculture. So 25% is for curing, 75% is for growing. Are we making sense? Are we making sense? I said, no, Rahul, this company is doing a little bit more. They will first grow, then they will cure, then they will roast, and then they will ground, and then they will ground. If you're growing, curing, roasting, and then grounding, just to make it that filter coffee, in that case, you're now doing additional exempt activities or taxable activities? Additional taxable activities, which are roasting and grounding. Income taxes, immediately tax liability will become 40 and 60. 40 goes for PGBP, 60 goes for agri incomes. 60 goes for agri incomes. But if I say, no, I'm not into coffee, I'm into tea. Income tax says same 40-60 split. Same 40-60 split. Are we clear? Which means, people, this is the most cleanest format. Here I will not create any P&L. Directly take my top P&L, which is 310. Take the 310, split into 40-60, split into 25-75, split into 35-65. That is what the answer is. Now, why these numbers, Rahul? मैंने क्या बोला? जो नहीं पता नहीं पूछना. Yes, no one knows the right answer. Income tax felt this is the right way. They did it that way. That is what the answer is. Any doubts? Now, people, one question and confusion which happens in classes normally, in exams it happens very frequently, is when they look at the numbers, they remember 35-65, they remember 25-75. Exam में suddenly hit होगा. Which one is 25, which one is 75, which one is 35, which one is 65? Very simple. Always higher goes to agriculture. Always the higher goes to agriculture, which means if you're confused in exam, Rahul, 40-60, na 60 is agriculture. The highest goes to agriculture, smaller remains with PGBP. The smaller remains with PGBP. Are we making sense? Yes or no? Yes, be careful on that. Second, people, Rahul, ye coffee mein, do I have to remember growing, curing, roasting, grounding and all? No. Simple thing. 2 words if you see 25-75, 4 words if you see 40-60. Rahul, exam mein ICA wants to confuse. They gave me a question where they said coffee is roasted and grounded. I saw only 2 words, I wrote 25-75. That cannot happen. You can't roast and ground without curing and growing. Not going to happen. ICI is not sadist. They are bad, but they're not sadist. They will not do that much. Matlab, if you in exam see 2 words, answer is 25, 75. If you see 4 words, it is 40, 60. That's all you have to remember. Don't mug up names and all people. Yes, unless you are a coffee fanatic, not required. Yes, you have to just remember 2 words is 25, 75. 4 words is 40, 60. That is what the split is. Any doubts on the split? No? Which means people, if I take the 310 there, and I'm doing rubber business, tell me what is my PGBP? साला tax class में calculator के बिना बैठे हो तुम लोग. 108 will be my PGBP. The balance goes to agree income. The balance goes to agree income. Same. I'm doing 310 and I'm doing coffee business with 4 words. 124. Very good. That is what the answer is going to be. Yes. So it's going to be that simple split off. It's going to be that simple split off. Any doubts on the split? Are we clear to go? Yes. With this, we are done with what is called as agree income. What is called as agree income. Any doubts on this chapter? Yes. Only things to be kept in mind from exam perspective, people. Very good. Agriculture should happen in India. If it happens outside India, it is fully taxable. Scenario number 2. क्या क्या पढ़े? जल्दी जल्दी. वही. It should be in rural agricultural land with a population size less than 10,000, less than 1 lakh, less than 10 lakhs. Size distances 2, 6 and very good. Yes, this is what it is. And then we discussed that when it comes to tea, rate is 40, 60. Coffee with 4 words 40, 60. Rubber is 35, 65. And coffee with 2 words is 25, 75. Any other activities, you will make your 2 P&Ls and 1 P&L will transfer it at FMV, other P&L will buy it at. That is what the answer is. Any doubts on this? Yes, this is what I told people. The chapter may look lengthy, it may take me hours to complete, but when you start revising it, it takes seconds. You can finish off every chapter in seconds. It should not take more than that. Yes, yes, good. This brings me to the last topic, people. Let me take you back to step number 8. We talked about computing tax as per old regime, and then we discussed about computing tax as per new regime. Yes, scenario happened like this. Funny scenario, people. Funny scenario. Scenario happened like this. Rahul is running agricultural operations. But apart from that, Rahul is also running normal activities. Yes, scenario happened that in the current year, when I looked at Rahul's income in PGBP was 4 lakhs. Rahul's income in PGBP was 4 lakhs. At the same time, Rahul's agricultural income was 2.5 crores. Was 2.5 crores. Tell me, what is Rahul's income? You got my question? People, Rahul's income in PGBP is 4 lakhs and Rahul's income is agriculture 2.5 crores. Tell me, what is Rahul's income? Tell me, what is Rahul's income? Rahul's income is because agriculture income is exempt. Hello. Yes or no? People, what is Rahul's income? Hey, I am teaching you income tax. I am not teaching you life laws. In income tax, income is 4 lakhs. In income tax, income is 4 lakhs. Therefore, I will declare income tax. I am poor. I will declare income tax. I am correct. No. Yes. So I went to income tax department and I said, sir, in agriculture, I made 2.5 crores. That is not your question, because you are not responsible. I will deal with state government. In income tax, I made income of 4 lakhs. I am poor. Tax for you is 0. Tax for you is 0. Correct, not correct? Correct, not correct? Yes. Tell me, people, am I poor? Am I poor? By law, yes. By law, yes. But does it seem fair? Does it seem fair? It does not seem fair at all. Yes or no? It does not seem completely fair, because at the end of the day, you have made an income and you should have paid tax. Had the split not happened between central and state, if you would have looked at India on a whole, you made 2 crore 54, you should have paid tax. Correct, not correct? Just because central and state is fighting, can you be given the advantage? People, at the end of the day, income is earned by me, which means had state not intervened, central would have collected tax on full 2 crore 54. Here is central coming and saying, boss, just because I'm giving some share to state, don't bloody come and tell me that you will be poor. Makes no sense. Agreed, not agreed? Yes, here is where comes in the new concept, people, where let me clarify to you. Going forward, you and I will not say agriculture income is exempt. Going forward, you and I will say agriculture income is very, it's called you intersyllabus. Very good. It's called partial integration. It's called partial integration. What does partial integration mean? Not your maths. Yes, better than that. Yes, partial integration is all about coming and talking something else. Point is very simple, people. Going forward, when you and I discuss, you will never come and tell me agriculture income is exempt. You will always tell me agriculture income is partial integrated. Partial integration. I want you to stick it to your mind, people, because the problem is when you start talking the word exempt, you will never do this. Yes, if you start talking on the word that it's partial integrated, something will hit. Now, what does partial integration mean? Let me explain this. People, imagine I make this example a little more easier for you to convince of. Imagine my agri income is 5 lakhs. Totally, legally, I earned 9 lakhs. I should have paid tax on 9 lakhs. Agreed, not agreed? Yes. Here is income tax. Who came up with the formula? Income tax came up with the formula. Does someone remember the formula? Step 1. Tax on 9 lakhs. Step 2. Tax on see, this is the problem when you mug up formulas. Very good. It is tax on 5 lakhs plus 3 lakhs, or sorry, 2.5 lakhs. I'm basically going to tax agriculture income plus basic exemption limit, and then step 3 is of very good S1 and S2. It is S1 and S2. ये तुमने पढ़ा है. Yes. What the formula is, people, computing tax on full income, computing tax on agri income plus basic exemption, and computing S1 minus S2. ये तुमने पढ़ा. I don't deny it. याद नहीं है. People, अभी याद नहीं है. एग्जाम में क्या करोगे तुम लोग? Yes or no? Yes. Make it simple for yourself. Don't mug up formulas, people. Understand the logic. Let me explain this carefully. Imagine I have been reported that my income is 4 and 5. Totally, legally, Rahul earned 9 lakhs. Let's create an income line. So you and I are now going to create something called as an income line. Yes, people, my income line, what I'm going to do, I'm going to assume that the whole income is taxable for state, central. The whole income is taxable for central, which means assuming state is not there. Central will ask for tax. People, I am in old regime. Tell me my income slabs. 0 to 2.5. So first what will happen? 0 and then till 2.5. Then 2.5 to 5 lakhs. Then 5 to 9. 5 to 9. This is my income line. Agreed, not agreed? Yes. Now here is where negotiation starts. Income tax comes and says, boss, at the end of the day, 9 lakhs, I should have got tax. State comes and says, no, sir, in this 9, 5 is mine. I want tax on that. So income tax went with a smart game. Income tax said, "ठीक है बेटा, you want 5? You take 2.5. First वाला तुम्हारा. You take the first one. State was like, "Dey, na loose ateri rananu. I will not take the first one because that's a basic exemption limit with the tax of 0. You give it to me, I will not get tax. The central came and said, so what? You wanted split, I gave it to you. State was like, sir, this basic exemption limit you gave, I did not give. Who should take ownership? You should take ownership. I will not take ownership. After a big fight, central said, "TK, I will keep it. Who kept? Central kept it. So the first 2.5 lakhs went to central, nothing but your PGBP income. PGBP income. Now central came and said, see, I negotiated, which means after this, whatever is there is yours. After this, whatever is there is yours. People, how much is agree? 5 lakhs. In the next slab, how much is there? 2.5 is there. In the next slab, how much is there? 2.5 is there. This 2.5 will go to state, which means this 2.5 will now go to agree. This 2.5 will now go to agree. Yes. Now how much is left? How much of agree is left? 2.5. This 2.5 agree will go to state. Which means from 5 to 7.5, I'll give it to again agriculture. Agreed, not agreed. Yes. Now agree will say, sir, my quota is over. Here is where PGBP will come and say, okay, I am pending. How much did I earn? 4 I earned. How much did I earn? 4 I earned. How much already got used? 2.5. How much did not get used? That 1.5 will come here. That 1.5 will come here. Agreed. All I have done is placed myself. I have placed myself. Any doubts? Are we clear? Yes. Tell me, people, you and I are reading agriculture income, or you're reading central law? You and I are reading agriculture income or central law? We're reading central law. If you're reading central law, in this whole income line, what is relevant to you and me? What is relevant to you and me? The first one and last one. Only these two are relevant. Balance, am I bothered? Not bothered. Am I bothered? Not bothered. I am not bothered. Correct, not correct. Yes, which means let's look at the part we are bothered. In the first one, how much will I get? In the first one, how much will I get? I'll get 0. In that one, how much will I get? 20%. I will get 20%. Correct, not correct. Up people, from a central perspective, how much did I really earn? Nothing on the 2.5 and 20 on the 1.5. 20 on the 1.5. How much did I earn? Very good. I earned 30,000. Hey, people, any doubts on the income line? What am I doing? I've created the whole income line, split the slabs. In the slab, I have told first slab will go to central, then fully state will take whatever spending will go to central. That is the whole computation. Which means this person will now pay me tax of 30,000. This person will now pay me tax of 30,000. Correct? Yes, this is what I have done. Let's prove LHS is equal to RHS. Yes, LHS Rahul has proved. My number is 30. Let's put it in the formula. Let's check if it is matching. Yes, people, step 1 says tax on 9 lakhs. Give me answer. You're in old regime. For the first 5 lakhs, answer is 12,500. Balance 4 ka 20% is 80,000. 80 plus 12,500 is 92,500. Correct? Yes. Next, tax on 7.5. 62,500. दोनों का माइनस किया तो आ गया That's the mistake you're making. When you say agree पे tax नहीं है, tax है लेकिन state में. Who's collecting tax? State is collecting tax. Problem क्या हो रही है ना? When you have these kind of models, big issue which happens is persons who are earning crores of money. Those persons come and declare to income tax saying they are exempt. Because anyway, state also does not collect taxes in every country, every state. Some states have taxes, some states are fully exempt. So what these people end up doing is they will declare most of their income as agree income, and they will go to that state and say no tax. They will come to income tax also and say they are poor, and they claim double benefits. Yes, here is where income tax came and said at the end of the day you should have paid tax in India. Whether you give it to state or you give it to central does not matter. So I want my tax properly done. Yes. Now what is the benefit of this? Notice carefully. If I had only declared my income as 4 lakhs, the tax on PGBP would have been 0. But now that I'm doing this income slab, I am collecting 30,000 rupees tax. I'm collecting 30,000 rupees tax, which means income tax is now asking you to pay additional, despite you being a poor person. That is what partial integration looks like. Clear? Yes. What is partial integration, people? Income tax says create the income line. In the first line of slab, first goes to central, next will go to state, everything else will go to central, back again, everything else will go to central, back again. Are we making sense? Yes. Let me give you an example, people. See if you're able to answer it off. Question is like this. I am telling you my HP income is 2,40,000. My PGBP income is 7,10,000. My agri income is 15 lakhs. My agri income is 15 lakhs. Yes, this is what the fact pattern is. This is what the fact pattern is. People, you're going to do both the methods. One ICI method and one smart method. I will do smart method. I am bored. Yes, I'm going to do smart method. People, imagine क्या total आ रहा है? 9,24,000 आ रहा है, 24,50,000 आ रहा है, 24,50,000 आ रहा है. Yes, assuming DTR. Assume DTR. करो. क्या हुआ? क्या कर रहे हो तुम लोग? कर क्या रहे हो? No, you're doing the 3-step method or you're doing the income method? 3-step method. Super. Karo. People, 3-step method. Step number 1. Compute tax on everything. Compute tax on everything. Compute tax on everything is 24,10,000. Yes, 24,10,000 में क्या होगा? For the first 24 lakh, it is 3 lakhs. 10,000 पे 30%. Number is 3,000. 3 lakh. 50 आ रहा है क्या? अच्छा, it's 24,50,000. So which means extra 50,000 पे 30%, which is 15,000. So 3,15,000. So step 1 will give me 3,15,000. Correct? What is step 2, people? Agree plus basic. What is my agree? 15. What is my basic? 4. Total becomes 19. Help me tax on 19. 1,80,000. Check कर लो. एक बार चेक कर लो. 19 पे 1,80,000 है. चेक कर लो. क्या हुआ? यो स्लैब सिखाना पड़ेगा क्या? हाँ चलो बेटा. 4 लाख पे 0. अगले 4 लाख पे 20,000. तीसरे 4 लाख पे 40,000. हाँ 4 8 12 हो गया. 12 के बाद 16 मतलब बचा 3 नहीं 19 तक चाहिए ना. हाँ तो 60 क्या हो गया? 0 4 8 12 16 20 है. 20 के पीछे 3 लाख है. 3 लाख पे 20% which is 60. टोटल करो 1,80,000. पीपल नहीं आ रहा तो करके देख लो, चलेगा. कैलकुलेटर में सब नहीं आता है. नंबर इज 1,80,000 which means step 1 minus step 2 gives you 1,35,000. 1,35,000. now check करते people, इनकम लाइन में भी सेम ही आ रहा है क्या? yes, what did I tell you? इनकम लाइन में first create your lines. yes, put off my slabs. My slabs are 0 4 8 12 16 20 24 24.15. sorry 24.5. this is my income line. yes, people, rule of priority. 4 goes to central. 4 goes to central, which means this is relevant. After that, state will take over. Up to 15 lakhs state will take over, which means from the 4 to 8 it is to state. From the 4 to 8 it is to state. From the 8 to 12 it is to state. 12 to 16 it is to state. Correct, not correct? yes, now state will say how much is pending for him. 3 lakhs is pending, which means I will now create a middle line. Middle line is 19. Up to here it will collect by state. Up to here state will collect. After this everything will go to central. Tell me how much is the line difference? 19 to 24.5. 5.5 lakhs. This 5.5 lakhs is to my central. Agreed, not agreed? Give me the slab rates, people, for the first one. 0 5 10, 15, ये पूरा 20, next 25 and 30. Agreed? Yes. Now बताओ people क्या क्या relevant है, check करो ढंग से check करो people. Between the 20 slab, how much is for central? 1 lakh is for central, taxing at the rate of 20%. Number is 20,000. 4 lakhs taxing at the rate of 25%. Number is 1 lakh 50,000 taxable at the rate of 30%. Number is total किया तो आ गया correct? Yes or no? Yes. People, does ICI expect you to write the 3 steps? नहीं, they want you the answer. तुम आंसर कैसे भी निकालो, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Yes, this is the easiest method to do rather than mugging up formulas and all. Very simple. Put off an income line. First priority goes to central, next goes to, then comes back central, then comes back central. If you remember the income line, you will get the answers very simply. Straightforward आ जाएगा, मेरे को कोई फॉर्मूला याद करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. That is how simple it is. Make sense? Make sense? Yes. Now people, you are missing on something. You're missing surcharge and cess. Question which came up is, Rahul, should you apply surcharge and cess at step 1, step 2 and then do 1 minus 2, or should you apply surcharge and cess at the last stage? At the last stage. Yes, no one had a clarification until last attempt. RTP September 25 gave the clarification to us, saying that now ICI at least expects that surcharge and cess should be applied at the last stage. Now why am I asking this? People, imagine hypothetical question. Scenario has come like this. I am telling you that my PGBP income is 5 crore 30 lakhs. Is 5 crore 30 lakhs. My agricultural income is, let's say, 20 lakhs. How will I do this? 5 crore 50. Yes or no? On 5 crore 50, I'll do the whole partial integration. After I do the partial integration, people, my question is, now I have to apply surcharge at the rate of 37%. On what? On the step 1, step 2, step 1 minus step 2. I should apply the 37% on what? Step 1, step 2, step 1 minus step 2. Because if you notice this carefully, step 1 I will compute tax on 5 crore 50 lakhs. So surcharge also will be on 5 crore 50. But in step 2, if you notice, step 2, what will I do? I'll do basic exemption plus agree. And when I do basic exemption plus agree is going to be only 24 lakhs. जिस पे surcharge नहीं लग रहा. Correct? So if you do step 1 पे surcharge and step 2 पे no surcharge, technically this formula will give you more tax. Whereas if you apply surcharge at 37 after step 1 minus step 2, you will get a lower surcharge. Tell me which one is right. You see the question? Yes, here is where last time's RTP September 25 has confirmed to you that you apply surcharge only at the last stage. You don't apply it at the first stage because that would seem wrong. That is a clarification which has come in. Are we making sense? Yes. But here is where the bigger issue is. People, imagine the issue is, I have a PGBP income of 4 crore 30 and I have an agree income of 1 crore 20. Question, surcharge will be at the rate of, hey, separate is for 4 incomes. People, I've done step 1, I've done step 2. I'm at step 1 minus step 2. Step 1 minus step 2, what surcharge should I apply? But now it's become a part of income tax, no, with partial integration. Okay, so the question is like this. Had this not gone to state, what would have been my income? 5 crore 50, which means you should have paid surcharge at the rate of. Just because state is getting a split, you're getting 25 surcharge right now. Does it seem fair? See my question? Yes, this was never asked, people. This is a question which I am asking to you. Tell me, 25, 37. 25, 37. 25, 37. 25, 37. Answer is 25. Answer is 25. People, question is very clear. Surcharge says you can only apply surcharge on total income. And my total income at any point of time is 4 crore. 30 lakhs, which is less than 5 crores. Therefore, surcharge becomes 25%. If you come and tell, no, Rahul, logically, so yes, I should do 37. Unfortunate people, agricultural income computation of partial integration is a part of Schedule 4 of Finance Act. Is a part of Schedule 4 of Finance Act, and the Schedule 4 of Finance Act only comes and clarifies what to do for step 1 minus step 2. It does not clarify anything until on surcharge stage. Surcharge and all has been notified in Schedule 1. Because surcharge is notified in Schedule 1, Schedule 1 uses the word total income, full stop. It does not say total income including Schedule 4, which means when you use the word total income, you're only talking about actual total income. Now, this is not an expected question in exam, but just be careful about it, nothing else. Clear with me? Yes, so here is a case where you will apply surcharge at the rate of 25%, not at 37%. Are we making sense? Yes. So the easiest way to remember partial integration is to keep this in mind, that you have to create an income line, and in that income line, the first will go to central, balance will go to state. If something is remaining, it goes to central. Are we making sense? Any doubts on this part? Clear to go? Yes. 2 questions I'm going to ask people. You're going to tell me very simply, in these 2 questions, should I do partial integration? Should I do partial integration? Question is like this. Question number 1, I have told you my PGBP income is 2 crore 30 lakhs. My PGBP income is 2 crore 30 lakhs and my agricultural income is 10 lakhs. Tell me, should I do partial integration, not do partial integration? क्यों? तो क्या कैसे 1230 डालेगा तो टैक्स ही आएगा ना?
10 lakhs plus basic income.
People, should you do partial integration? Answer is no. Think about the income line. Think about the income line. What is going to happen? If I create an income line right now, people, imagine I'm in old regime. Imagine I'm in old regime. How does the income line look like? 0, 2.5, 5, 10, 12.3, 12.3. Yes, income tax is saying first will go to central. How much will central take? 2.3. Central will take 2.3, which means central is stopped here itself. Central is getting 2.3 here. After which everything goes to state, which means from here everything is to state. And when everything is to state, nothing is pending for central. When everything is going to state, nothing is pending to central, which means central is only going to get first line, which is nothing but 0. Which is nothing but 0. Our overall tax is going to be 0 only. What is the point of doing partial integration in this case? Yes or no? Yes or no? Any doubts on this part? Are we making sense? Yes? Good. Scenario number 2. I'm telling you, my PGBP income is 4,10,000. My PGBP income is 4,10,000. No, I think this will not work out. Let's try. Yeah, let's try. My PGBP income is 4,10,000 and my agricultural income is 80,000. My agricultural income is 80,000. I am a non-resident. Just to clarify, I'm not getting rebate. I'm a non-resident. Question: can a non-resident claim partial integration? Very well, no problems here. No problems here. This is the question. Tell me, people, will I do partial integration? Will I not do partial integration? I will do. I will do. Yes or no? I should do partial integration. Agreed? Yes. Good. Let's take 2 scenarios, people. One where partial integration happens and one where partial integration does not happen. Yes. Imagine a case where partial integration happens. How will you prepare this? How will you prepare this? Create an income line. What is the income line? 0. Hello. 2.5. 5 lakhs. Yes. First, what is happening? First goes to central. Then Agri came in. And Agri said, I want 80. Agri said, I want 80. Which means 2.5 lakhs 80 is 3.3 lakhs. Is 3.3 lakhs. Bacha 1 point at the rate of 5%. 1.7 lakhs at the rate of 5%. I am in 2.5 to 5 lakhs, which means at the rate of 5%. Number is 1.7 lakhs at 5%. Answer is 8,500. Answer is 8,500. Clear? Yes. This is if I am doing partial integration. Let's say I am not doing partial integration. क्या हुआ? Acha, sorry. I have to stop it at 4,90,000, no? Stop at 490, which is 1.6, is it? 1.6 lakhs at 5%. Answer is 8,000. Correct, not correct? Yes. Now look at what is happening if I don't do partial integration. People, my same income line. Where will my income line stop this time? It'll stop at 410. I'm not doing partial integration, which means I'm only considering my taxable income. Taxable income is 410. Correct? Yes. What is my slabs? 0 to 2.5. People, 2.5 is going to central. The 2.5 to 4.1 is also going to central, which means this is going for 0, this is going for 5. Number is 1.6 at the rate of 5%. Answer is, तो करके क्या किया तुम लोग? Which means whether I do partial integration or I don't do partial integration, answer is the why? Very good. People, the whole reason of you doing income slab is what? The intention is that you want something to move to the next slab. If you notice this example, what is happening? The moment, not this example. If you notice this example, people, had I done only normal income, my normal incomes would have been taxable for 5, 10, 15, 20 also. But the moment I put agricultural income, what happened? Those incomes got pushed to 25 and 30. Those incomes got pushed to 25 and 30, which means partial integration as a concept is trying to tax you at a higher rate. If the rate itself is going to be at 5, it doesn't matter whether it is going to be partially integrated or not partially integrated. Agreed, not agreed? The answer will not change the facts because my slab has never changed. Which means a silent hint for you is that, people, if your income is somewhere up to 5 lakhs or 8 lakhs under DTR, there is no point of doing partial integration because anyway up to the second slab the rate is 5% only. Only when the income goes beyond that 8 lakhs or 5 lakhs will the next rate apply, and that's where partial integration will hit. Until you reach the third slab, there is no point of doing partial integration because without that also answer is going to be the same, and with that also the answer is going to be the same. Are we making sense? Yes or no? Yes. No, this is not there in notes, people. It's more for your understanding. Yes, this is for you to clarify that yes, when you're having income up to 5 lakhs or you're having income up to 8 lakhs, there is no point of doing partial integrations. Anyway, yes, be careful, people. Alternate regime, anyway up to 5 lakhs taxes 0 because you anyway get rebates. But this is more relevant for your DTR because in DTR your rebate limit is 12 lakhs whereas your slab limit is 8 lakhs. So up to 8 lakhs you will not do partial integration, but if you're going more than 8 lakhs you will still have to try partial integrations. Are we clear? Yes. This gives me the last question. People, same facts. Imagine my income is PGBP of 2 lakh 30, agricultural income is 10 lakhs, and I'm a firm. Now because I'm a firm, there is no basic exemption limit. Yes. Question: should I do partial integration? Should I not do partial integration? As a firm, should I do partial integration? Not do partial integration? Why? So what? Meaning? Impact? Why? Very good. People understand when there is no slab given to you, when everything is at a flat rate, whether you put 2 lakh 30 in the first slab or you put it in the last slab, the rate is going to be 30 only. So what is the point of doing partial integration? The whole point of doing partial integration was to shift your income to a higher slab. When there is no slab itself, there is no concept of partial integrations. Agreed, not agreed? Yes. Here is where income tax has confirmed to you that when it's an agricultural income, partial integration as a concept only applies for persons who are having slab concept. If you're a person with no slab concept, there is no point of doing partial integration. Might as well treat agricultural income as exempt because it does not matter. Are we making sense? Yes or no? Yes. This is your concept of partial integration. Any doubts on the concepts? Are we sure? Yes. Going forward in exam, people, keep it very simple. If you get an agricultural income question, always bear in mind it is a partial integration. Rule of thumb, create an income line. First limit goes to central, next goes to state, balance goes to, that is what the answer is going to be. Yes, keep that in mind, you'll get the answers very beautifully. Yes, look the provisions. Look at the provisions. When it comes to partial integration income taxes, you are going to look at two things. One, are you computing tax at slab, or are you computing tax as per other categories? Other categories meaning companies and firms. If you're going to be a company and firm, I don't bother itself. It is fully exempt. It is fully exempt. But if you're going to be a person at slab, I have given you a small benefit, people. If your agricultural income is up to 5,000 for a year, income tax is saying chiller and all, I don't want. Fully exempt. You can take it as exempt. Will never come in exam. 5,000 and all, not going to give you. Yes, which means if you're not going to have an income less than 5,000, I will apply a concept called partial integration, where you can learn it two ways. Way number one, compute tax on all incomes including agriculture income. Step number two, compute tax on agri income plus basic exemption limit. And step three is 1 minus 2, then apply surcharge and apply cess, or you forget the whole thing and you have the income line here. You forget the whole thing and you apply the income line here. Income line says start from up to basic exemption limit, goes to central, everything else will go to state, balance is what will go to central, and I'm only bothered about this income. Anyway, this is exempt, anyway, this is ignored, and anyway, the last one is taxable. Yes, so this is what you have to do. If you prepare the income line properly, you'll get the answer right away. Be careful. After this is when you will apply surcharge and cess. Are we making sense? Yes, you can make a note here, people. When it comes to add surcharge and cess, you can write it as on basis. People, you'll apply surcharge rate basis the total income or the overall income? Basis the total income. Apply surcharge and cess basis the total income. Now, this is definitely not going to be tested in exam, but just be careful about it, nothing else. Clear? Yes, that is what you have to remember. And I've given you a small example, people. Look at the example. It says I have a person who's having total income of 5,30,000. Who has an income of 5,30,000. Computing the tax liability if he is 25 years old and has earned an agricultural income of 3,80,000. People, I have an income of 5,30,000 plus 3,80,000. What is my income line? My income line is 8,40,000. My income line is 8,40,000. Help karo. How will I create the income line? People, I'm in old regime. My income line says 0 to 2.5, then 2.5 to 5, 5 to 8.4, 5 to 8.4. Correct? Yes, people, 0 to 2.5 is going to central. Forget it off. 2.5 length, I will start state. State is getting 3,10,000. State is getting 3,10,000. 3,10,000 means 2.5 plus 3,10,000 is 5,60,000. So from 5 to 5.6, it will all reach state. So this full thing is going to the state. Do I care? No, I am bothered from 5.6 to 8. 5.6 to 8 is going to central. This 5.6 to 8 will be taxable at the rate of 20%. People, how much is the incremental? 2,80,000. Yes, incremental is 2.8 lakhs at the rate of 20%. Number is 56,000, on which I am going to apply cess. Adcha number is 5824. 58240. Yes or no? Check कर लो. Yes, कहाँ पे 3 स्टेप कराओगे, कहाँ पे एक लाइन में आ गया आंसर? Yes, the one line gives you the answer. That is a lot more easier than wasting time doing 3 steps and all. Waste of efforts, waste of time. Logical answer. Yes, this is more easier to remember also. Taxation has no steps in exam. For tax rates, you don't have any steps in exam. You just have to write the answers. Yes, because tax rate as a computation will come only in 2 places. One, it will come in DTAA, and one, it will come in computation of company tax rates. Company tax rates, there is no format. DTAA, they only expect you to remember how the relief looks like. They're not expecting you to find out the final answers of everything, so they're not very bothered on the tax rates. That's fine. Yes, you can ignore the steps off. That's not a challenge. Clear? Yes. Any doubts? Clear to go? Yes. This is how your agricultural income looks like. Any doubts? Done with this? Yes, good. With this, people, we are done with almost about 4 chapters. Done with about 4 chapters discussing on what is called as your basics, your rates of tax, your special tax regime, your unexplained income, and your agricultural income. This was your part A. This was a part A covering all your basics and tax. All your basics and tax. From next class, we'll be starting on the more technical topics called as PGBP. Yes, the heavy topics are going to start from the next class. We're not going to do it today. We're not going to do it today. Yes or no? Yes. Any doubts still here? Are we good to go? Yes. Now, I remember telling you this, people, last time itself, that when a question like this comes, I normally have a practice that once we complete some heavy topic, we'll do a quick revision. We'll do a quick revision. Do you remember things? Sure? Can I ask? Yes, good. We're going to do a quick revision, people. Let's see if we're able to answer all the questions off. I'm going to tell you a question. You're going to give me an answer. Yes, from the top. From the top, we have been discussing about the fact that when it comes to computations, the first chapter that we discussed is what is called as basics of income tax. In basics of income tax, we told that any person who has to levy or collect taxes, it can only be the authority of law. Article number 265. If I have to collect taxes, it's article number 265. If I have to create a law, article is 246. Income tax is sitting under central law. Income tax is sitting under central law. Agriculture is sitting under state law, and GST is sitting under concurrent law. When it comes to law and act, we discuss the fact that law is bigger. Law consists of act, rules, circulars, notifications, case laws. Which one is binding on department in circulars and notifications? Both are binding on department. Which one is binding only on department? Circulars are binding on department. Circulars basically clarifies. Notifications give you amendment and changes to the rules. Amendments and changes to the rules. Then we started discussing about the charging section of income tax, section number 4. Section number 4 came and clarified that when it comes to charging section, any tax will be levied on the total income of a person earned in the previous year at the rates in force accessible in the assessment year. We discussed a few things. Person we discussed as individual, HUF, firm, company, AOP, BOI, local authority, AJP. All these we discussed as a person. Then we discussed about the definition of previous year and assessment year. Previous year is the year in which you earn your income, can be for a period less than or equal to 12 months. Assessment year is the year in which you pay your taxes, can always be only for a period of 12 months. Then we discussed about the definition of what is called as rates in force. We said rates in force is all the subsequent chapters, but one thing we discussed is called MMR, maximum marginal rate, the highest rate applicable to an individual in India, which is nothing but 30 plus 37 plus 4%. Number gives me 42.744. 42.744. Yes. Then we started discussing on what is called as income. We discussed that when it comes to income, income can be in cash or in kind. Income can be legal or illegal. Income can be one time or regular. It does not matter. Income, Puerto Rico, income is always revenue minus allowable expenses. It's revenue minus allowable expenses. Then we discussed about something called as application of income and diversion of income by overriding title. When I have the authority to decide my income transfer, this is called application of income, taxable in my hands. When before even I earned the income, authority was decided by someone else. This is called diversion of income by overriding title, taxable for the other person, not for me. Not for me. We did an example where we said that if you have a firm and the firm has a condition that 10% of the profit should go to the wife, in which case the 10% will be taxable for the wife, not for the partners, because decision was made by the agreement, was not made by the partners. Yes or no? Then we discussed about what is called as revenue receipt and capital receipt. We understood that when it comes to revenue receipts are all those receipts which are happening regularly. Capital receipts are receipts which are happening once in a while. When you are generating income from an asset, that is called capital receipt. When you're using the asset to generate revenue, that is called revenue receipt. If you are in the business of trading that activity, it is called revenue receipt. If you're not in the business of trading that activity, it is called capital receipt. Revenue receipts are always taxable. Capital receipts may be taxable provided it is there in section 224. Very good. It is there in section 224, 2 clause 24. Yes. Then we started discussing some examples on capital receipt and revenue receipt. I came and gave you an example, people, where I said if I'm going to buy some assets, and the assets have been delayed, because of which the other person has paid me damages. The damages which I have received for buying some assets will be a capital receipt. Same damages if I got for my stock, it will be a revenue receipt. If I am running an agency and that is my only agency, that agency has been shut down and I got compensation, this is capital receipt. If I'm running multiple agencies and I've got compensation from one agency, this is revenue receipt. If I'm running an employment and the employment I am receiving compensation because they threw me out, this is capital receipt, one time activity. But if I'm coming and telling you that if I'm receiving gift as a business, gift in a business is capital receipt. Gift in an employment is capital receipt. Gift from anyone else is also capital receipt. Gifts are always capital receipts. Yes or no? Then we discussed about 3 case laws. Case law number 1 was about Honda CL, where I created a JV in India and the JV is now paying technical fees. Requirement is that if I don't pay the technical fees, the JV will stop in existence. In which case the technical fees is important for me to keep my JV alive, and therefore this expenditure will be a capital expenditure. Second was Saurashtra Cements, which said that if I'm going to have any kind of delay in my asset procurement, whatever damages I receive is linked to my asset and therefore capital receipt. And finally a case law on Mahile basically came and said, if you have given security deposit to someone and the deposit has been foregone because there is a dispute, the asset will still remain capital in nature. You can't treat it as revenue expenditure. Even if it is foregone, it is still a capital expenditure. Correct, not correct? That is what we discussed of. Any doubts on this part? Clear to go? Yes, very good. With this we started on the next discussions, people, of the chapter 2, which is called rates of taxes, where we said when it comes to rates of taxes, we will now first start with individual. An individual will be split into 2 categories. One is old regime, one is new regime, or what we call as ATR and DTR, alternate regime and default regime. If the question says the person is paying tax under 115 BAC, you are going for default. If it says you're opting out of 115 BAC, you're going for alternate. When it says you're paying tax as per normal provisions, you're going for alternate. But if you're paying tax as per the new provisions, it is called default. If it says you're paying tax as per special provisions, it is called default. If it says he is not opting out of 115 BAC, you're going for default tax regime. Yes, how did we discuss this? When it comes to optional tax regime, you have tax slabs. 3 slabs are given to you. Slab number 1 is 0 to 2.5 lakhs 0, 2.5 to 5 lakhs 5%, 5 lakh to 10 lakh 20%, after 10 lakh becomes 30%. If I am a resident senior citizen, age 60 to 79, my slabs are 0 to 3 lakhs 0, 3 lakhs to 5 lakhs 5%, 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs 20%, after 10 lakhs becomes 30%. If I am going to be resident senior 80 and above, then I am going to have 0 to 5 lakhs 0, 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs 20%, above 10 lakhs becomes 30%. If your birth date falls on 1st April, you have completed the age on 31st March. You've completed the age on 31st March, which means 1st April 1966 is going to be 60 years. 1st April 1946 is going to be 80 years for your exam purposes. Yes, then we discussed that if you're going to be an individual, you can also be a poor individual. A poor individual is eligible for rebate under section 87A, which comes and says your total income should be up to 5 lakhs. You will get a rebate of 12,500 or actual tax, whichever is lower. Not applicable in alternate for 112A. Very good. Not applicable only for 112A. Then we discussed if you are a rich person, you will be liable for surcharge up to 50 lakhs. No surcharge. 50 lakh to 1 crore, 10%. 1 crore to 2 crore, 15%. 2 crore to 5 crores, 25%. Above 5 crores, 37%. Your 25 and 37 is not going to apply on dividends. 112, 112A, 111A. हो गया? 4 incomes are there, people. On these incomes, you will be maximum levied 15%. And these incomes will not impact your balance income, which means if your total income is up to 2 crores, you will check together for the limits of 0, 10 and 15. But if your total income is more than 2 crores, you will split the incomes. The 4 incomes will get 15. The others will get minimum 15. They can go to 25 if standalone is more than 2 crores and can go to 37 if standalone is more than 5 crores. Very good. That is what we discussed of. At the same time, we discussed if you're an individual, you can now move to default tax regime section 115 BSC, where the rates changed in the current year is 0 to 4 lakhs is 0, 4 lakhs to 8 lakhs is 5%, 8 lakhs to 12 lakhs is 10%, 12 to 16 is 15%, 16 to 20 is 20%, 20 to 24 is 25%, after 24 is 30%, after 24 is 30%. Then we discussed about the fact that in a default tax regime, you can be poor if your total income is up to 12 lakhs with a rebate amount of 60,000 or tax payable, whichever is lower. Most important thing of the current year, that if you are under default tax regime, you cannot claim rebate on any special incomes. You can only claim rebate on slab incomes. You can only claim income on slab incomes. That is what we discussed of. At the same time, if you're going to be rich in default tax regime, your surcharge is going to be 0 to 50 lakhs 0, 50 lakhs to 1 crore 10%, 1 crore to 2 crore 15%, and then after that full 2 crores is 25%. Anything more than 2 crores is always 25, but again 25 not applicable on 112, 112A, 111A. All these incomes are not eligible for surcharge. Then we discussed about the fact that when it comes to surcharge and rebate, you have a concept called marginal relief. Surcharge has marginal relief for both the regimes, alternate regime and default regime. How do you check marginal relief? If your income is 51 lakhs, you compute tax on 51 lakhs. You also compute tax on 50 lakhs. You will check the difference of tax and the difference of income. If the tax is more than income, the extra will be treated as marginal relief to be reduced from your claim. Understand, it is only applicable for both the regimes. Whether you are resident or non-resident. However, if you are a poor person and eligible for rebate, you can claim a concept called marginal rebate only under default tax regime. I told you have to check up to 12 lakh. Very good. You have to check up to 12 lakh 60,000. Up to 1260, you will check whether you are eligible for marginal rebate only under default tax regime. Marginal rebate is not applicable under alternate tax regime. Yes or no? Yes. Good. Then we started discussing on what is called as special tax rates. Income tax rates, when you have capital gains, 112 will be taxable for 12.5, 112A will be taxable for 12.5 exceeding 1.25 lakhs. If you are taxing for 111A, taxable for 20%. If you are going to have winnings, you are going to tax it at 30%. If you are going to have online winnings, you are going to tax at 30%. If you are going to have unexplained income, you are going to tax it at 60 plus 25 plus 4, effectively 78%. If I'm going to have VDA transfers, cryptocurrency, taxing at 30%. Royalty income taxable at 10% with some conditions given to you. You should make the invention in India. 75% expenditure should be in India. This is not a mandate. You can make a choice. And then we discussed about transfer of carbon credits. Carbon credits goes for 10%. At any point of time, we will split your table into 3: capital gains, VDA and others. Capital gains can claim expenses. VDA can claim cost of acquisition. Others cannot claim expenses, not allowed. Yes. Can I have losses from capital gains? Yes. Can I have losses from winnings? No. Can I have losses from VDA? No. Losses from VDA will be ignored. Can I set off losses against capital gains? Yes. Can I set off losses against VDA? No. Can I set off losses against winnings? No, not allowed. Then if you have some unexhausted basic exemption limit, some basic exemption limit is not utilized by your slabs, you can call for CG. CG can come and get adjusted against basic exemption limit and will be taxable at a lower rates. Order of priority 111A, 112 and 112A. That is the order of priority. We call it Kaju Katli for resident individuals. Yes. When it comes to rebate, can you claim rebate on capital gains? In alternate regime, can you claim rebate for capital gains? Except for 112A. You can claim it for all except for 112A. Can you claim rebate on winnings? Yes. Can you claim rebate on online winnings? Yes. Can you claim rebate on anything else? Yes, no restrictions anywhere, all permitted except for 112A. Yes or no? However, if you're going for default regime, no rebate will be eligible. If you're going for surcharge, capital gains have a surcharge rate of 0 to 15 percentage. You can't cross 15 percentage. Any winnings will have a surcharge rate of 0 to 37. VDA will have a surcharge rate of 0 to 37. Rates remain the same except for one, which is unexplained income. Unexplained income gets a flat 25 percentage surcharge rate. Are we making sense? Yes, that is what we have discussed of. Now, some caution points which I gave you in the current exam, people, is that if you get a question in exam where your slab income is less than 12 lakhs, but your overall income may be more than 12 lakhs under DTR, you will have to make a choice. Either you will say the total income is more than 12 lakhs and no rebate will be given, or you will say slab income is up to 12 lakhs, so rebate can be given. Rebate can be given. Clarifications on this are awaited. We are not confirming the answer right now. Yes, so if your slab income is up to 12 lakhs, you will be eligible for rebate, is what income tax portal comes and says. Not sure what the ICI will come and clarify on this. Are we making sense? Yes, let's keep that in mind. Are we clear? Yes. With individuals done, people, we are done with HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP. All rules are the same as individuals, which means slab is 0 to 2.5, 2.5 to 5, 5 to 10. You don't have the slab of 3 lakhs, you don't have the slab of 5 lakhs. You are not eligible for rebate, but the surcharge rules apply as it is. The surcharge rule applies as it is. At the same time, you can go to DTR also. DTR also will give you the same benefits. Yes. Then we had something called as firm. Firm was taxed at the rate of 30 percentage. Surcharge was 12 percentage exceeding 1 crores. If my number is increasing 1 crores, I will get a surcharge of 12 percentage for a firm. Then we went to companies. Companies had two regimes. One is old regime, one is special regime. Old regime said if you're a domestic company with a turnover of less than or equal to 400 crores for the previous year 23-24. Very good. For the previous year 23-24, then you will get a tax rate of 25 percentage. If not, you'll get a tax rate of 30 percentage. If you're a foreign company, tax rate will be 35 percentage. What are the surcharge rates, people? Surcharge rates are 0, 7, 12, 0, 2, 5. For the income up to 1 crore, there is no surcharge. For the income between 1 crore to 10 crores, it is 7 and 2. For the income more than 10 crores, it is 2 and 5. I also clarified this one thing to you. ICI believes that if your incorporation is post 23-24, if your incorporation is post 23-24, for the first year, your tax rate will be 30 percentage, will not be 25 percentage. Clear? Yes, good. Then we discussed about special tax regime, where in special tax regime, we discussed the fact that when it comes to companies, you can claim two regimes. One is 115 BAA, 115 BAB. 115 BAA says you can go for any domestic company at a tax rate of 25.168 percentage. BAB comes and says any domestic manufacturing company which has started after 2019, started manufacturing before 2024 will be eligible for 115 BAB at the rate of 17.16. 15 plus 10 plus 4, 17.16. But the 17.16 only applies to incomes which are coming from manufacturing operations, which means if it's an income not related to manufacturing, I will tax it at 25.168 without any expenses. Apart from that, if I have any kind of capital gains, 112 will be taxable for 12.5 with 10 plus 4. 112A will be taxable for 12.5 exceeding 1.25 plus 10 plus 4. 111A will be taxable for 20 percentage plus 10 plus 4. 20 percentage plus 10 plus 4 is what the tax rates will be. But if you are going to have STCG others, income tax says, tell me, are you claiming depreciation or not claiming depreciation? If you're claiming depreciation, asset is related to business. Therefore, 17.16. If you are not claiming depreciation, asset is not relating to business, 25.168. But for STCG, you can claim. Very good. You can claim expenses. That is what the condition is. In 115 BAB, people, the condition is you should only be into manufacturing operations. You should not do any other activities which is not incidental to the manufacturing operations. Correct? At the same time, we also discussed that if you are going to have any unreasonable profits because of a TP adjustment, you have done transactions with your closely connected parties and you have made more than reasonable profits, whatever excess profit you have made will be taxable at the rate of 30 plus 10 plus 4. That is what the rates are going to be for 115 BAB. Clear, not clear? Yes. Now people, in exam you have to keep this in mind. If a question comes and says return is filed late, return is filed late, for an individual you will go for DTR, but for companies you'll go for old regimes. You'll go for old regimes unless question says he's going for new regime. Yes, if question explicitly says go for new regime, that's a different conversation, but with no mention happening, always go for old in companies and new in individuals. New in individuals. Clear with me? Yes. Apart from that, people, we learned the last thing called as cooperative society. Income tax says if you're a cooperative society, you again have two regimes. One is old regime, one is new regime. Old regime tax rate is up to 10,000, 10 percentage. Next 10,000, 20 percentage. Balance 30 percentage. Surcharge rate same as domestic companies. Rates are 0, 7, 12. But if you want, you can now go for new tax regime. Section 115 BAD and section 5 BAE rules are same as company, which means BAD is 25.168, BAE is for 17.16 with the other rates given to you. With the other rates given to you. Are we clear? Yes. Then we discussed about the next chapter, people, which is called as unexplained income, where we simply said you're going to remember one simple line for your examinations. When assessing officer is asking for explanation, either you don't give the explanation or the explanation is not satisfactory. Whatever case is given to you will be treated as unexplained income. It can be cash credits, it can be money, it can be investments, it can be partial disclosures, or it can be expenditures, To be kept in mind is when you have an unexplained expenditure, the expense will not be allowed as deduction. You cannot claim the expenses as a deduction, which means the expense will become an income and no further expenses deduction. It's a double tax. At the same time, this unexplained income is going to be taxable at the rate of 78%, and you will levy a penalty at the rate of 10% of the tax, not the income. It is 10% of the tax payable as a penalty. Yes or no? Yes. This then we discussed of what is called as agricultural income. Income taxes, when it comes to agricultural income, you have to keep a few things in mind. Whenever agricultural income is given to you, agricultural income is partially integrated. Agricultural income is partially integrated. How does agricultural income operate? If you're going to have any rent coming from a land which is used for agriculture, it is agriculture. If you're having rent from any building in the agricultural land, it is agriculture. If you're doing any operations on the land, it is agriculture. If the operations are required for selling the product, it is agriculture. But if you're doing any kind of poultry farming, not agriculture. If you're doing something in urban land, it is not agriculture. You can do anything in a nursery. As seedlings and saplings grown in nursery is a agriculture. All agriculture are only exempt or partially integrated if you are doing it from India. If you're doing income from outside India, it is fully taxable. When it comes to incomes which are coming from business and from agriculture, you will split them into two. How do you do that? You take and prepare two separate P&Ls, land P&L and factory P&L. Land will sell it at FMV, factory will buy it at FMV, P&L will automatically split. If you are thinking about three products, then there is no split, there is a flat taxation rule. Yes, rule number 1 for rubber, rates are 35 and 65. Rule number 2 for coffee with 2 words, 25 and 75. Coffee with 4 words, 40 and 60. Tea with 40 and 60. Lower goes for PGBP, higher goes for agricultural income. Yes, at any point of time, if you have agricultural income and you're a person with slab, you have a concept of partial integration. Rule is very simple. Create an income line. First order goes to central, next order goes to state, whatever is remaining goes to central. That is what we're going to tax. Find the tax on that, add surcharge and cess based on total income of the person. Clear with me? Yes, this is your summary of part A. Itni speed exam ke liye chahiye. You get this much speed, you're already done with the exam. You're already done with the exam. People, I took 8 days to come here. I took 8 days to come here and it took me 15 minutes to complete the whole thing. Yes or no? Yes, that is the kind of discussion which happens. It takes longer time to explain. It takes smaller time to, when you already know about it. Yes, for that you have to know first. Yes, तो पढ़ के आओ, समझ के आओ, उसके बाद अच्छे से होगा. Are we clear? Yes, good. With that, people, we are closing for today and we'll be discussing some technical things in the next class. Now, I am yet to discuss on what is tomorrow's session. I will let you know. I am not confirming the dates right now. Most likely कल छुट्टी है मेरे को. Yes, most likely we have a holiday tomorrow. My side, as in tax class nahi hoga because I am assuming Aditi Didi wants to have AFM classes. Yes, so if there is an AFM class happening tomorrow, then there will not be a tax class. I will meet you guys on Sunday. But if Aditi Didi comes and confirms, nahi मैं थोड़ा बोर हो रही हूँ, मेरे को नहीं करना, then we have a class tomorrow. I will let you guys know accordingly. Yes, as such तुम लोग को class है, कैसे भी है. Yes, people, let me clarify this. Sunday we have an extended class. Sunday is a weekend. We have extended class. We'll have class till 1. उससे ऊपर नहीं जाएगा. Yes, we'll have class till 1. You can go back by after lunch. Yes, yes, good. Thank you, people. Have a good day.